Hi everybody, and welcome back to StorytellerSpira's channel. Tuesday night, so it's vampire night. We are, of course, playing New Orleans by Night, our ongoing current series. We're on episode 7. Last 2 weeks, we were covering the Monday before Mardi Gras, aka Fat Tuesday. So that's where we are tonight. But before we jump into the game, how's everybody doing?
Awesome.
Pretty good.
Do you actually want me answering this question right now?
No, you can just
Sit there
quietly.
looking
pretty. Get a little bit of music going.
How are you doing today, Spira?
I'm pretty good. I've been, just the usual, just work. We went and saw the grandmom today. She's doing pretty good, so that was good to see her. And yeah.
Nice.
How about you, Chard?
Good. I ate like a whole family portion worth of meat, so that was good. And now I'm drinking tequila, so I mean it's pretty much a perfect day.
Sounds pretty legit.
I want you to know that I avoided a dentist for like an inordinately long amount of time because I don't like the feeling of teeth cleanings. And like, that's exactly what happened today. That's exactly what I walked into. It was a surprise teeth cleaning.
What? How do you not know that's what you signed up for?
I was like, hi, I want to get my wisdom teeth removed. They're like, all right, well, we're going to clean your teeth, all right? And that's...
Wait, so you got your wisdom teeth pulled today?
I did not get them pulled. They took x-rays and they're like, okay, we can do that next time. Sit down, we're going to clean your teeth.
I like it.
My dentist texted me that I need to come in. I was like, this is slightly clingy, but alright.
It's okay, man. Because before I had gone to the dentist today, I hadn't gone in maybe over a decade, and I still get postcards in the mail for them from the last guys telling me happy birthday.
It's actually the same for me. I really need to go. It was that we didn't have dental insurance, and even the teeth cleaning was more money than I had. So, but yeah. So let's get back into it, into the game thing, the thing we actually do. So, over the last couple episodes, the entire gang here was out and about in New Orleans city streets enjoying Lundi Gras, the celebration before Mardi Gras. But while they were out and about in the streets, they discovered some ghouls, probably, or humans. Some people were handing out some new type of drug that was leaving people in a pretty intense delirium state. They were just kind of wandering around, seemed like they didn't know where they were, a little bit zombie-ish. And as the night progressed, there were more accidents from these people supposedly on the drugs, getting into cars and driving, or possibly walking in front of vehicles. So the prince got very concerned. It is his city after all. So the crew did their part in trying to track down who was giving this drug out and what for what purpose, where it all stemmed from. And they wound up finding themselves down a street alley watching the Malkavian known as Father Iago give a very blasphemous sermon. And apparently the drugs were being handed out by his ghouls. The crew thought things were going to potentially progress even more deadly or dire than they technically did. It was quite a show, and the drugs were quite powerful, but as Theo dived to the stage to take over Father Iago, get his attention, and Rebecca as well did her part to really get the guy to stop his speech, they discovered he was a little more just a loon. When the barrels they were worried about turned out to just be filled with rotting apples and worms. After the police finally showed up down this alleyway, making everyone evacuate the area, kind of closing down the party for the night, the crew went out and just had some drinks, discussed the weird outcome of the evening, And, yeah, so after that, they would have gone to their respective havens and woke up the next evening for Fat Tuesday proper, Mardi Gras. Theo got an interesting text, sort of a party invite, and he was told to bring a guest.
Are we? Is this it? Is this where we do it? Do we start here?
Yeah, unless you want to do downtime, but there hasn't been much time. It's not been a week or anything.
What's my motivation here? Are we all together? Are we hanging out still, or is this?
This is the next night, so unless anyone crashed at your place, no.
Yeah, I'll probably send a text out to everyone saying that, hey, can we meet up at my place? I have something for you. And there'll be a PS, promise it's not a goat.
Luther's not going to be thrilled with this text. He's going to think it's something gross and misleading that he has something for us. It's not something we want.
Rebecca's
It's not
gonna
a goat,
respond.
it's just 12 dead chickens.
It's 12 good.
Listen. Theo would not waste chickens like that.
Rebecca's gonna respond, boo, on my way.
Yeah, how early in the night are you sending this out?
Probably 30 minutes after I get up. Not as a rush. It's a group chat, so everyone's in it.
I love Theo being in a group chat.
Bjorn's only response is a thumbs up emoji.
How's Dinah feeling? Or Luther. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. Yeah, Luther would just be sure, I'll be there when I have a chance. He has nothing planned, but he's just not thrilled about going here.
And Dinah?
She's one of those people who lurks in group texts, who doesn't super respond all the time. But she'll show up.
Shit, that's me.
Alright, so, one at a time, trickling in here and there, whoever was maybe more interested, say, perhaps Rebecca, maybe Bjorn, and a little more hesitant, maybe Dinah and Luther show up a little later to the party, fashionably late, as Toreador might do. Everyone eventually makes it to, we'll say Theo's one haven that you've been to before, the one that's kind of like a townhouse. It's got a couple different floors and packed full of all of his weird voodoo artifacts and shrunken heads he's made himself. Abe does not show. You don't get a text, so you just assume he's busy.
When he doesn't answer the text, I'll just I'll post there in the chat. Didn't invite you anyway, asshole. But yeah. So as everyone comes in, I'll be like, "Come on in," and I'll point to a cabinet for Bjorn with the doors half hanging over. I got something in there for you this time.
Sorry, say that again?
Sorry, how far into the evening is this again?
He sent the text very early on, but if you guys, took your own time to do your own evening, rituals of whatever you get up to, checking on business, checking other emails and stuff, maybe it's 8:30.
Okay.
Repeat the last thing you just said there, Kos.
I said, I point to, I pat you on the shoulder, and I point to a cabinet with the door half hanging off. There, I got a present in there for you.
Theo.
What?
Bjorn will just sigh and meander.
Look, I promise it's not a dead chicken. Just open the damn cabinet.
He'll walk over suspiciously and open the cabinet door. Well, and what do I find?
You will see a nice bottle of Swedish vodka.
You know
Well.
I'm dead, right?
You bitched about the drinks last time, asshole. You're welcome.
Just kind of chuckling to himself. Bjorn, I'll grab the bottle of vodka, and I keep switching between me and pronouns and I. It's So I'll grab the bottle of vodka, move over to the table, and just unscrew it and just start sipping straight from the bottle, smiling to myself.
Luther will sit down next to him. Now, did we all come here just to watch you give him a bottle of vodka? Or is that something else?
Is that not what you... is that not what you
Rebecca
want to do on Mardi Gras?
Rebecca will clap.
Like, this is the whole party. It's amazing. Look at him go. He's dead, but he's drinking alcohol.
No, I
Magic.
can obviously see the charm in all this. I was just wanting to prepare myself for all this excitement of watching this man drink.
Also, a little, if you want, I kind of have a boat party I'm going to. Would you guys is that something you'd like to do?
Did you say
Boat party?
bow party?
Yeah, it's like land, but in the water and it floats.
How did you get invited to a boat party, Theo?
I have friends,
Oh, Uncle Theo, no.
okay? They go to a different school. You haven't met them.
Okay. Point taken.
No, but seriously, it's actually like a uppity soiree of cool people and stuff for vampires, obviously.
Oh, for kindred specifically.
Well, yeah. It's a good party. All good parties have dead people.
So,
I can't say I disagree, but who is this for? Is this for the upper echelons of the city, or just in general?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't put the party on. I just got an invite. It's Mardi Gras. What?
Rebecca's gonna gesture kind of to herself because she's wearing like Mardi Gras casual wear, which is to say like shorts, a t-shirt, and like just a shit ton of beads. Can I go like this?
I mean, I already put my nice skin on, so whatever.
Theo, normally I would probably say no, but I don't think I have any real plans tonight. I'll take you up on it. Yeah, a boat party. Why not?
Trust me, it's worth it.
I already said yes. You don't have to persuade me anymore. Dinah, on the other hand, well, I don't know.
I had about 7 different places to be. It is Mardi Gras.
This'll be better, and it'll be a great audience to sing in front of. Trust me.
I'm thinking now.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to. You don't have to. I'm sure there's entertainment. And food and drinks, or the same thing, whatever.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. I generally like to prepare things a bit sometimes. I at least like to dress a little bit better.
That's Mardi Gras. Fuck it. Just take your shirt off. Everyone else is doing it.
No, never mind. You're going, Luther.
Yes, I'm going. You don't
I'll
have to
go.
worry. We can keep each other safe.
And if you guys are
I'm
feeling,
not
not what
walking
I'm
you
worried
into like some voodoo prison. They don't happen on the water.
and if you guys are feeling overdressed, you said this was with the party of kindred.
No, underdressed, honey.
If you guys are feeling underdressed, and with that, Bjorn will take his shirt off, undo his ponytail, and just throw his hair out wild. Just be like, "Okay, do I look gangrel enough?"
Theo
you
will
want
grab
some
some of the
beads?
beads from...
Yep.
He's gonna
She'll
grab some of the
absolutely
and
fucking
drop them on him.
on you.
Perfect.
Fucking just.
You just want any opportunity to do that, though, Bjorn.
It really doesn't get tired after 300 years. You're right.
Oh my god,
I still
Rebecca's
enjoy
gonna
it.
take like half of them, and if there is a table, she is going to repeat exactly what Bjorn tried to do yesterday on Lundi Gras, which is set them on the table and just stare at him.
I'm already flashing you my goods. What more do you want from me?
Please don't tempt me. We'll take his pants off.
The vampire nipples of.
Bjorn would just keep smiling and put the beads on. Are we good?
Sure.
I mean, I prefer dressing down, so. And all right, I'll be right back. Theo will disappear to get changed and leave you guys to chat.
While Theo's gone, Luther's gonna be like, now what do you all think we actually are playing for tonight? We don't think this is actually a fancy soiree on a boat, do we?
I don't know. I'm honestly thinking we're gonna go like catching shrimp or something.
Let's be fair. This is Theo. It's going to go one of two ways. One, we're literally going to go catching shrimp, and he finds some amusement in all of this, or it's the fanciest party we've been to in a decade.
Should I not be wearing jean shorts?
I don't think anyone will notice at this point.
I have a feeling we're just going to be on a raft, just floating down the river. That is almost entirely what I feel.
And as long as I can
and
get
the party will be just us. No, but no. What is it more on like? Is it one of those steam ferries?
Oh yeah, old river casino, old steamboat.
Oh, that would be nice. I've never been on one of those.
Oh, honey, you're in for a treat if we're on one of those.
All right, Theo will come back out wearing like his fanciest outfit.
Now, when you say fanciest, like what year of fancy?
It's about 200 years out of date.
Thank you so much.
Does it have like the
no
fluffy
frills,
part?
Though.
Oh, no frills.
The frills, but it's got the long-tailed coat, the vest, every like very old school.
Is it what's the
Pocket
condition
watch.
that it's in? Is it dusty?
It's quite pristine looking for what it is.
Okay.
Very sharp contrast to Theo, who looks dusty as a being.
Now look at this, Theo. I didn't know you had it in you.
I wanted ruffles, but you.
I dropped the ruffles like 70 years ago. Bjorn wouldn't stop playing with them at parties. All right, are we all good to go?
Well, I mean, if that's
closet, over here, if any of you guys, I kind of collect fashion from the ages.
Now that is an offer I cannot deny. Spira, can I go check out his?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I need to go check this.
Yes, what?
What's he got in there?
What
What's
kind
in
of
that
old
wardrobe?
clothing does he have?
Basically, most era-defining outfits, and then some fairly unique and weird ones.
Is there
All of
anything
them
for
in
girls
incredibly
in
good
here?
condition. You'll notice this is the only room in the house that does not look dilapidated or broken down at all.
Is there anything for girls in there?
Oh yeah, it's men and women's. They're actually like paired off.
If I can ask, where did you acquire the women's clothing from? This is out of character. I want to know where Theo acquired
I
them.
want
he
at
just
least one to be stolen from Dinah.
Theo just really enjoys fashion. As he was like, well, if I'm going to look like a dead man, I can at least dress nice. Apparently
you want
that is
from
a
me, husband?
Samedi thing that they do.
No, I just that he has fashion through the ages, and Super Chocolate Bear asked where he got them from, and I said I wanted at least one of the girls' things to have been stolen from her.
From Dinah.
I'm totally okay with that.
That's fine.
So when you said period defining, would you have like 1980s Miami Vice suits, like way too small sleeves that roll up, anything like that?
You got a flapper dress in there?
Probably. It's a massive closet.
She'll take that.
Or if you have 70s Michael Jackson red leather coat with all the zippers. Either or. I'll take
He
either
would
or.
definitely have that because that's just ooh shiny.
Yes, I'll take that.
Fuck it, Dinah will grab something.
Dinah, I think there's something in here
Yes!
for you that you'd really like. And he's gonna point to one of yours that he probably has seen you wear before.
If you guys think that I'm changing, I'm perfectly suitedly dressed as this.
No, please, you.
Are you sure you don't want like a tie to put around your neck?
Deal, honey.
You said it was business casual, not business.
Yes, Dinah.
It's quite a miracle that this dress happens to be exactly my size, wouldn't you say?
I don't wear them. I don't know.
A mystery for the ages, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome to try it on.
She puts her own dress on.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up my cell phone and I'll dial a number real quick, and I'll just kind of in a sharp, more proper voice, just say, "Yes, I'd like a car." In his best not grumbly voice.
All right,
He
so
has access to what's his name's corporate chauffeur thing.
Theo gets a car called to your location. So as everybody finishes deciding what they're going to wear and how and when and why Theo procured some of these items, finally the car arrives and Theo explains where to go. Since all of you actually know the city pretty well, you'll recognize it as a very kind of obscure, more private dock. It's certainly not where too many boats, and certainly not larger ones, would normally be found.
Say that again?
The place that Theo asked the driver to take you all is kind of a smaller, obscure, private dock area. So not like the commercial areas where people who normally keep their boats.
Okay.
So probably not going shrimping is what you're saying.
Yeah.
But we could. That's still on the table.
Still on the
I mean,
table.
it's still the water.
Yeah.
It's just a little further on the edge of that table.
Are we out of it, or are we just driving?
You're
there?
driving. Give me 1 second.
Theo, who exactly did you say sent you this invitation again?
Oh, was I supposed to chat? I don't know.
So the car drops you off near the parking area of this dock, and Theo drags you far, far along, like it's even past where some of the other boats are, drags you through a bit of unkept brush, and in front of you, you can see it on the channel, is what looks like the size of like a one-car garage on a bit of wooden planks. It's got, a beat-up chair on the outside and a broom and some pots that don't look like they've been cleaned in a century.
I should have bet fucking money. Theo, where... Theo, is this arrangements for the night?
I don't know. Let's go find out.
Bjorn will take another swig of the bottle of vodka that he still has in hand and just, jump headlong onto the boat and start walking just straight on in.
Yeah.
I'll grab you. Maybe slow down.
Rebecca's gonna hold her hand out in request of that bottle.
He'll stop at Thea's hand the bottle of vodka over to you. What's the holdup? Aren't we here to party?
I'll just yell out, "Hey!"
So you all travel along the murky side of this river and start climbing onto a very, very rickety dock. It feels like the wood could probably give at any second. Then you travel toward this little shack on the water, but as soon as you get basically to the end of the dock and move to take a step forward onto the porch of this little quote-unquote houseboat, the illusion seems to drop, and you find it is actually a very stylish, very well-made 2-story houseboat. There's a lot of windows, so it looks like it might not be like a perfect haven, but there's soft lighting from inside with some like sheer black curtains just barely obscuring what's inside. You can see there's even like a deck on the very top of it. It looks quite swank.
You sure you didn't want to bet that money?
Well, you're just full of surprises, aren't you, Theo? maybe tonight won't be a complete disaster.
Rebecca's gonna try not to fully chug that bottle before handing it over back to Bjorn.
You know I really get no pleasure from it. You could keep it if you're going to put it to better use than me.
Oh no, you're fine. It was a gift.
Take the
Is there
bottle
anyone
back.
milling about on the outside of the house, Spiros?
Nope, it's very quiet. It doesn't even look like you could really see anyone through the windows.
Okay, we'll step up. I will lead the way.
It's a bit dead inside for a party.
I mean, you've been surprised once tonight.
Not sure how much more my frail little heart can take.
Aren't you guys all dead inside for a party?
Hey, for all
I'm
you
really
know,
glad you
Dane's
said
on
it
this
because
boat.
I was thinking it.
You know, that is incredibly rude in our society to bring forth the attention that we are in fact dead. It's not something we'd like to dwell on. You should try to have more manners, Rebecca, when you deal with us, that these things are not liked.
Dinah's just like this.
Yeah, well, with Dinah shaking her head the whole time.
Yeah, and Theo's literally like, look at my face. I am so very dead.
If
I forgot
anyone
to
is
ask-
ever offended by that, they're too young to give a fuck about.
I forgot to ask earlier, but I'm assuming since you did take a cab, you used regular obfuscate just to pull up any kind of disguise.
Does Zivani? God damn it, what's his character?
Abraham?
Alexander was stuck in my head, and I knew it was wrong. Does Abraham not have any agreements with people that he knows to trust?
Here's an option. Rebecca has a car. It's a Jeep Cherokee. A lot of people can fit
Hell no.
inside.
Hell no.
Got you.
No, I
No,
mean,
he's
if,
going to make use of Abraham's stuff as much as he can.
if Abraham doesn't have an agreement with this driver or this company that he doesn't have to worry about that, then yes.
The driver would be fine. It's also still always just that kind of walking around out in public. You don't know who might be around.
Sorry I'm off camera for a bit. My cat is demanding armpit scratches.
I
Don't.
understand how that is.
Yeah, I guess basic obfuscate, but I'll drop it as we get on close to the boat.
Okay. So you are all piled onto the small porch at the moment. You've all seen the illusion drop. From your point of view, you see this nice big houseboat now.
I'll just yell out, "Anyone home?"
Do we knock? What is boat custom?
You yell ahoy.
I mean, Theo, you know who invited you.
Ahoy!
I know, I'm just yelling if anyone's home.
You don't hear a response.
Alright, inside it is, let's go!
So,
I will just like stride into the front door.
So Theo opens the front door from the porch of the houseboat, leading you all in, and what you'll see in the first area that you enter, which is a general kind of living space, is a strange mix between not specifically modern furniture, but like newer furniture that's been pretty well kept. There's normal kind of couches and tables and some bookshelves, but then sort of adorning all of the surfaces are a lot of voodoo trinkets, artifacts, statuettes, fetishes. A lot of it's even just hanging from the walls. It makes the place look messy despite how nice and clean the furniture is.
Nobody in there?
What was that?
Is there nobody there?
Not in this living space. You can see a door that leads to like further rooms in the little houseboat, and a small little like staircase that goes up.
Theo, we aren't too early now, are we?
That or I decided to steal this houseboat. Too early to tell. Let's keep digging.
As you all get a good look at the place, and maybe some of you, especially Luther, who kind of likes these trinkets, and Bjorn, you're just interested in different cultures, so you get a couple, quick little glances here and there. You hear some heavy footsteps, definitely some boots coming from the room opposite where you're standing. And as the door opens, out walks a middle-aged black man wearing facial paint that looks kind of like a skull. He is wearing a top hat, smoking a very large cigar, and is otherwise dressed in a nice black suit.
Ah, Baron!
The Baron opens his arms wide, laughing, and says, "Theo, you made it."
I give him a big hug, smacking his back like rather hard.
As you do, anybody looking directly at him sees this nearly imperceptible shimmer, as if some sort of illusion was almost about to break, but doesn't. Then the Baron, after giving Theo a hug, looks at the group that Theo dragged in. "I thought I told you one guest."
Yeah, isn't that like a guest, a term for a group of vampires, right? A guest of vampires? Like a murder of crows?
He just laughs again. Well, you're all welcome, of course. And he starts scanning over all of you, taking a good look at each of you individually. But the second he sees Rebecca, kind of his brow twitches in curiosity.
Oh, she's not food.
I wouldn't think so. And he starts striding toward Rebecca with a hand out as if to take hers.
Rebecca's gonna kind of wave her hand a little bit for, to make it colder. It's a terrible attempt, and then shakes it.
You shake the Baron's hand, and again, there's almost like this little shimmer as if an illusion is trying to stay in place. It feels like a normal hand, but you being attuned to the supernatural, something just feels a little bit off. Your, kind of awareness is spider tingling down the back of your spine. Now, who are you, Masquerade?
I'm Rebecca. Part of the murder?
No, guest! Keep the lie straight!
I thought you said it was a murder of vampires. I was going with it.
Gross!
I'm a guest.
Oh, kind! Never mind.
He gives
kind?
He gives you a big grin, like huge pearly white teeth, and then he, while still focused on you, glances back at Theo and says, "Have you seen him? That's right, you're not wearing obfuscate anymore, right? Okay, so you've seen him before."
Yeah.
Well, then I hope this won't be too much for you. And he drops the illusion of his living form, and he looks very much like Theo, kind of a walking, rotting corpse, except as bad as Theo looks, Baron Samedi is far and away quite a sight. There are large patches where skin is gone and there is just frayed, graying muscle. His left eye is actually drooping down a good portion of his face, while the other one is sunken in a bit. He steps back. The suit that seemed to fill out a pretty muscular middle-aged man looks a little more lax on a skinny frame, but still is fitted pretty well to him.
Now that we're
Rebecca
comfortable.
really wants to stare, but well.
I thought this was a party.
This is transportation to the party, Theo.
Ah, good. I was about to be disappointed. Thought you were losing your mind in your old age.
You're one to talk. Now, please, tell me about your friends here. Introduce me. And he'll actually go and find a seat nearby after, brushing some voodoo trinkets off of it.
Theo will flop overly comfortably onto one of the couches. Come, sit, Rebecca. Everyone, sit down.
Bjorn will just kind of hold up the bottle of vodka and kind of shake it at him. I'm Bjorn, and grab a chair.
Rebecca's gonna want to take that bottle again.
No kidding.
Yeah, by all means.
We'll take it and sit down and take a nice healthy sized drink.
Luther will go and shake his hand. Luther, pleasure to meet you.
He shakes your hand and seems to especially appreciate the extra forward attitude. And then he takes a long drag on his cigar and just gives you a nod.
I'll go take a seat next to Rebecca.
Yeah, Dinah kind of like nods to him like with a smile. It's like, yeah, I'm Dinah, and then also sits down, I guess.
Well, tell me, are any of you old hats to New Orleans, or are you new blood?
I don't rightly know how old you're talking about, old hat. I was born and raised here, but...
Yeah. Because it kind of depends on your term of old and young.
If I answer new blood, do people laugh because it sounds like a joke?
Somebody laughs some more and says, well, did you grow up here? Are you just here for the festival?
Oh, no, yes, I grew up here.
As he just waits for anybody else to add in, you see him kick with a large boot he's wearing at a wooden chest that's near where he's sitting, and the lid flies off. You can see inside about a dozen, maybe dozen and a half medium-sized glass bottles. They have that dingy look to them as if they were hand-blown, but with glass that had a lot of minerals in them. And inside is some very, very dark liquid.
Refreshments for us?
Yes, of course. Although, and he looks at Rebecca, I'm not sure this one would particularly enjoy it. I do have wine and all sorts of other treats around if you'd prefer.
He shakes Bjorn's bottle. I'm fine.
You sure you don't want to try some?
You try it first. Let me know how it is.
He waves a hand over the chest, though, and even pulls one out, uncorking it and taking a swig himself. Please help yourself.
I'll grab some. Uncork it. Take a swig.
Bjorn will follow suit, grab the bottle for himself, and sit back down. I'm not exactly new blood to the city. I've been around more or less as long as the city has, but never settled down here.
Smetty leans forward, and even though he did look you all over a bit before, you see him actually, his eyes travel along, looking at all of your tattoos, and he just nods along. He takes another swig from the bottle, and then a puff from his cigar. For at least Theo and Bjorn, who seem to have dived right in, it is human blood, but you can definitely tell that, it's been under the hand of a kindred sommelier who's added alcohol into it so it actually stays.
Any specific kind of alcohol?
Yeah, I'd say, Theo, you kind of get this sense of brandy, which, again, you wouldn't really, necessarily tell the alcohol when you're feeding on a drunk human. This is some higher class kindred wizardry.
Brandy, is it?
I thought it'd fit well for a good old Fat Tuesday.
Couldn't agree more.
Theo, this reminds me of, do you remember the spring of 86?
Rebecca leans forward.
18 or 19?
18.
Is that back when I was with that girl?
The one with who did the thing?
I don't know. There was 12 of them.
I swear your stories are getting more and more vague every time.
No, her name was something I don't remember.
I mean, I'm excited.
She had one.
Maybe
sure.
1886. 1 or 12 girls. She has a name. Please tell me more.
The name was Dozen, for she was the 12th of the...
Her name was Jasmine, but he doesn't like to remember these things. He likes to play a lot vaguer and stupider than he remembers. You remember Jasmine.
Remember, he'll take another big swig of the drink. Where's this going anyway?
Oh, just the brandy. It reminds me of it.
Are there just decanters, or is there also glasses to pour this into?
Yeah, because I would rather drink out of a glass.
Inside the chest, you just see decanters, but there's actually a nice little kind of china cabinet nearby with a bunch of rocks glasses, and they do look clean.
Luther will go grab 2 glasses, and he'll pour him and Dinah a drink.
Wouldn't want to offend your sensibilities now.
Well, that's just respectful of you, Theo. Thank you.
Samedi kind of cocks his head, looking in Theo's direction. Listen, you little shit. You invite people here, they're welcome to whatever they want.
Yeah, but I can't make it easy for them.
At that time, you hear another, set of footsteps coming from the same back room that, the Baron Samedi had recently arrived from, and it looks like it's a young man, maybe late 20s, just pale skin, blonde hair, as you guys are pretty used to picking this up relatively easily, pink skin, and just kind of comes off as human, maybe ghoul, but as far as you can tell, definitely not undead. And he just exchanges a few words with the Baron, and it sounds like the houseboat is about to get on its way. The man disappears again, and you hear some footsteps going up a set of stairs.
Now, Baron, is there anyone else joining us tonight?
Oh, perhaps not on the houseboat, but we are going to a party.
All right. Well,
He was going to smile very large.
As I'm sure you know, with Theo, we never know what we're getting ourselves into.
Yes, of course. And he takes another long drag on his cigar, just tipping the ash onto the floor.
Trust me, this boat's not built for crabbing, so don't worry.
No, we weren't worrying about crabbing. It was shrimping. Can we still shrimp?
This is not my shrimping suit, but I think I could get one.
I don't think you really want what's in these waters out here.
Alright, so has Baron been a staple of New Orleans? Would we know of him if we've been here for a while, or?
Yes, even if you've probably never met him, because he doesn't actually, he's not here often, or however often he's here, it's not known. He's very, very old, as far as you might have even heard rumors or heard Theo rant about. So much like Elder Kindred, they just kind of have their own aloof schedulings and places they go. But, it being Mardi Gras, he's happy to come back to his home.
Okay, hear me out, right? These things, is there a coffee table in front of the people? Is there some kind of table?
Yeah, there's little tables kind of scattered around, and there's a lot of stuff on them, but you'll see, as you continue spending some time with the Baron, you'll see him just knock things off and push them away to put his own decanter down.
All right, so what I want to do is grab a glass and then sit right across from our 4 vampires and then pour myself a shot and then take those decanters and pour them each a shot.
What are you pouring yourself a shot of?
Oh, I'm using the vodka.
Okay.
Dinah will take one. Hold it in the hand. I guess you intend on toasting something.
This is a drinking game, ma'am.
Oh. Okay.
Do you guys still do those? I don't.
I mean, not often. If we did, I think more people might end up in the hospital. So,
okay, well, it's Mardi Gras.
You have presented us with a unique opportunity.
The Baron slaps Theo in the back and says, I like this one. I'm glad you brought her.
Right,
Trust
the
me,
object
she
of this
only
game,
gets
honey.
more interesting.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, but the Baron is definitely going to be eyeing Rebecca in a way that's hard to read.
Okay,
Alright,
well,
so
she's...
what is the object of this game, honey?
Okay, the object of this game is whoever can stay sober. I mean, you know, it's a contest. It's a drunk off.
Maybe we should wait for the actual party.
Well, we have to start at some point.
You just wanted to see what 4 drunk vampires looked like, didn't you?
I mean, I can enjoy 2 different things at the same time.
Luther will reach and grab one. Well, I mean, if y'all are scared to play a little game, then
It's
I
a
guess you don't have
good
to play.
bet.
scared.
I have
No, I
never
think so.
turned down a shot in my life.
Uncle Theo? Are you going
I'll
to be
look
the
over at
DD,
the
or are you
Baron.
joining in? I'm sorry, what?
I'll look over at the Baron. I'm in if you are.
Why wouldn't I be?
I don't know. Don't want to show up to your own party sloshed.
How else was I supposed to show up?
I was thinking rainbows, but whatever. I'll grab the shot.
All right, I mean, Rebecca's going to knock hers back fairly quickly.
This
And
where,
then, like, as soon as you guys drink them, she will pour them again.
is this where the montage of drinking happens? Like the,
I don't
the
know.
jazzy music and the bright lights, and then there's like a montage cut of everybody drinking.
Yeah, Theo will knock the shot back. Will pour back into his mouth and make like a show of swallowing it.
So is it like, I don't know, is it like a beer for you, or how hard does this hit?
I have no idea, and that's the fun part. I have never had this.
All right, we'll try it. And then, hey God, what's the, I don't know, what's the alcohol percentage?
Proof. What proof is it?
The sommelier did make this relatively concentrated, so even though it's brandy and it's in blood, not just like a normal person drinking brandy, it's gonna do a good job. However, whatever the mage is up to, vampires also have their own kind of purging techniques if
Oh
need
yeah,
be.
no, for sure. She is not doing shit until she does it. For now,
Yeah.
she just wants to get soups drunk.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'd say most of the vampires are like, yeah, okay, human.
How does vampire drinking game work? Because it's not the normal stamina of being alive. So, like, who would win? Do we need to roll for that? I feel like we should roll for this.
I'd say whoever falls over first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do we? We don't have like a breath alcohol
Is it
test.
like
All right,
stamina?
guys.
Some kind of
What is
requirement.
your rank in fortitude?
There is also some stuff. I'm looking up alcohol real quick, but continue.
Fuck you, that's my rank in fortitude.
My fortitude is 3.
Seriously?
God damn it.
He was he's a guy who's addicted to gambling, and it takes some beatings here and there. He had to get used to it. He had to toughen up.
All right, so officially, as you all continue drinking, and I'm gonna just use this for Rebecca as well. It is -1 dexterity and intelligence, and to your dice pool. We'll skip like the first drink, but then after that, maybe like
Sarah,
every.
She's so dumb now.
I'm trying to work it out because it wouldn't be -1 of those for every single drink. It would have to be a little bit. But then it will fade 1 die per hour. So continue discussing and I'll do some quick math.
I'm excited to see where this goes.
I'm really excited to play Drunk Dinah. I want to see all of us play our drunk ass characters.
My goal for tonight is not that nothing crazy won't happen, but I really wanted you guys to have some time to explore your characters a bit. And why not do it drunk?
Everyone is confused when Bjorn acts the exact same the entire night.
time.
Quick maths.
Well, to vampire drinking games, I guess.
I already took my shot when my character took the shot.
You only have one, bro? Come on.
Well, now I'm back to the beer. I'm out of moonshine.
So I discovered this delicious, amazing Knob Creek single barrel, 120 proof bourbon whiskey.
Yeah.
Want to know something?
Bro, I thought you guys just drank Svedka. When did Knob Creek come into your life,
I had
Cos?
to change because they refused to sponsor me.
I see what you're saying.
You can only plug
fishing the
Svedka.
market. We're fishing the market.
Well,
Well,
here's the thing: is I'm trying to make them jealous. You know, like when you start talking to another girl that
Okay, but
really
hear
like
me out.
interested.
But hear me out. You've only made me jealous because I gave up alcohol for Lent, and I am so goddamn jealous right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, but also due to math, I need to.
do it. Don't let math rot your brain. Let alcohol do it first.
Anyway, all right. So you are all gonna lose 1 dex and 1 intelligence.
Oh boy.
Okay, well,
Uh,
I've never played a
it's-
character with an int of 1 before, but here goes.
Not your first drink. I'm gonna say it'll happen after your 4th drink, then another 3, then another 2.
Sounds about fair. But you can't go lower than 1, right? Like that's the lowest you can go.
No, you'll just be like at 0. So if you had to roll anything, all right. So Rebecca leads everybody in their first drink.
And obviously second, as soon as those cups go down.
I don't keep going as long as you are. Like
Bjorn
Well-
likes to party.
Before we do the second one, why, if we're going to be playing a game, why don't we just make it a little bit more interesting?
What
I
you
didn't
talking
know
about?
you were going to say that.
I'm really glad that you said that. What's on the line here?
Well, I mean, I'm always up for any offer. I'm sure I can cover any wager you guys want to put in there. What's something you want?
A pony?
I mean,
I can.
if I'm going to take my time in bet, we may as well make this interesting.
All of my ponies are tied up in rituals
Bjorn-
at the moment. Can we take like a week?
Bjorn reaches
You
into.
want me to get a loan on a pony?
No, it's not. I mean, like it's tied up for a week. It's
Oh
busy.
my god, it's a loany.
I don't laugh at that.
Anyways, Bjorn reaches into his jean pocket and pulls out a keychain of sorts with a bunch of various trinkets on it. He thumbs through it and undoes one and sets it on the table. It's a old lead ball that's squashed as though it impacted something, and he sets it on the table. They pulled that out of my arm in 1708.
So long as it wasn't your ass.
All right. Well, the ante is now one disgusting object that came out of us. Does anyone have anything else they can add in?
Well, I don't
Oh,
have
I
a
can play
disgusting
this
object.
Can't say as I've ever had any metal impaled in me, so.
It's not a particularly pleasant experience.
But, like, why would I want that, though? Like, that has sentimental value to you.
Precisely. I mean, are we going to use, dollars? Are you going to bet $1,000, $10,000? What's another couple $100?
Oh, Rebecca
This-
is going to grab a receipt from her giant lady purse, and on the back of it, scrawl down something and put it on the table. And in pink pen, because that is what I actually have in my hand right now, it says one mundane favor. I'll mow your lawn.
Oh, I mean, come on. With your special talent, I'm sure you can do more than just mow a lawn.
Well, if this is poker, then like we raise, right?
Okay. All right. Well then.
Technically a raise
like
on a musket ball, yeah.
Theo will like look at you deadly serious when you put that down. Can you get the cat into a hat?
She will grab another, like tear off another piece of that receipt and then write, I will get a cat in a hat, but she doesn't put it on the table, she just holds on to it. Put
No,
something,
not
put
a
something
cat.
on the table first.
Your cat.
I'll change it in a second, but you put something on the table and I'll put this down. I mean, you know, it has to be worth it.
I really don't have anything on me. I suppose I could write something.
She is going to be shoving everyone's second shots into their hands if you haven't taken it yet. Because this is going, you guys are drinking too slow. Drink faster.
I'll take the shot and then I'll look at the table. All right, fine. One shrunken head of a child from any continent you choose.
I don't know, does that beat a musket ball?
I'm not sure. I think he might have.
If you
somehow
don't think
loaded.
Inuit child shrunken head is valuable, I don't know who your dealer is.
Somebody, like, kind of taps his cigar in Theo's direction. It's a good point.
To be honest, as disgusting as it is, he is correct. It is a valuable object.
Huh.
Well, I'm waiting for Dinah to pitch in here. If the Baron is playing.
Oh. I'm trying to think of.
Luther, what did you say yours was?
I'm here an address. Like I don't have anything stashed away.
So our current bid is one mundane
This is the
favor.
one mundane favor. One
yeah, no,
basketball, one disgusting child's head.
Rebecca will hand Dinah her pink pen and some old receipts. That's if you need
Is
some
this a
inspiration.
CVS receipt?
Oh, thank you.
Like one is a fast food receipt, one is like a nursery receipt, like a plant nursery, and one is a CVS receipt.
I will hire someone to write a song about anyone you choose. Could be yourself.
Ooh, I like
There you
that
go.
one.
I will be your personal chauffeur for one whole week. Anywhere you want to go driving or taking care of, I will do it. And if you lose, then, well, you owe me that.
Has Theo bet yet?
Yeah, he bet a shrunken head from any child.
No,
from any-
a shrunken child's head. They are more valuable, and from any continent you choose.
I'll just take another shot, reach over, and grab a random receipt out of your bag, and start scribbling away on it. And he'll throw down another receipt with words written on it. I'll tell a story, any story you ask of me.
I said I wanted something of value, not negative value.
I feel like you don't understand how this works. I mean, just a little bit more effort on your part, and then we're there, buddy. We're
And
so
you're
close.
offering to chauffeur me around the city?
Very quickly, very, very quickly. You will get to whatever you want in half the time. I
What
guarantee.
if I just want company to
outside of
walk
the
with me to
street,
the
ferry
liquor store?
me around the city.
Then I will accompany you to the liquor store.
Listen, I have
The times of day
a
caveat.
great deal
automatically
of
include
important
costs.
information, and I will willingly share any one of these stories with you.
Okay. Nope, Rebecca's super goddamn interested. She will throw her stupid cat in a hat receipt down now.
And mine is certainly better than a fucking cat in a goddamn hat, Theo.
I'll like elbow Luther a little bit. Ask him about Svetlana.
What do you mean by ask him? Like, who
For
is
the
she?
story, trust me, it's worth it.
Do we all have something in the pot now, I suppose?
Mr. Baron doesn't.
We're on round 2.
Yes, you've all had 2 drinks so far. And you've at least played or bet one thing. A couple of you have kind of like upped the ante a little bit. The Baron seemed to be waiting for the rest of you to settle your bets. He gets up from his seat in a like quick swishing movement that makes his coat fly. As disgusting as he looks, otherwise his mannerisms and body movement have an odd amount of grace to them. He treks over to a small cabinet. And by the way, kind of just after this whole betting situation and drinking game got started, you would have felt the houseboat start to move. It's very, very slow, so it's nothing crazy. You just kind of can feel the boat moving on the waters beneath you. But the Baron goes to a small cabinet nearby and takes out a small, kind of like, it looks like the size of a half pint of liquor. The glass size, and that's filled with a very dark red liquid. And tied around the top of the bottle is a very old like piece of parchment. It's kind of tied closely to it. He comes back to the circle of drinking buddies, sits down, sets that on the little table that Rebecca pulled up, and says, "I'm only betting once."
Well, what is it?
He leans back smiling, takes a puff from his cigar, and gives a wave of a hand. "Tell me, what clans do you belong to?"
I'm a Ventru.
"Do I swear to Christ?"
If you're a Ventru, I'm a Zamisi.
Dinah just rolls her eyes and goes, Toreador.
Toreador.
"Thank you, Dinah and Luther."
Gangrel.
Could have guessed, but thank you.
Katie.
He starts laughing almost uproariously at that and says, "No, little lady, now tell me, what exactly little talent you've got in your blood there?"
Oh, there's nothing in... you guys needed to eat. There's nothing in my blood.
"I'm talking about what makes you special."
Well,
I'm not
I
known
thought
for
it was my
collecting humans,
personality.
darling.
He chuckles at your disinterest in explaining further, but then he taps the little rotted cork on top of the bottle and says, "I believe you could still make use of this."
I'm sorry, what is it?
The Baron takes a inordinate amount of time just kind of like enjoying the fact that all of you want to know what it is, without him saying right away. But then his smile creeps as wide as it can, and he says, "That is preserved Ravnos blood. You drink it, read what's on that scroll, and you can begin doing things like this." And he lifts a hand, and a bunch of bones that were scattered throughout the mess in the room start to gather up into a vague, slightly humanoid shape, but something almost like a little more animalish. And there's a large goat skull that lands right on top, and it starts doing a little dance.
Okay.
Bjorn will just start laughing with deep belly laugh at the dancing at. Just like, of course, all that power, and you make a skull dance.
He waves his hand again, and it just completely disappears. The skulls don't like drop, or the bones don't like drop or anything. The illusion disappears. And he chuckles and says, "Well, that's when you get started."
All right. Well, it looks like some of you and I, including, need to add a little bit more to the pot to equal what this man just put down.
It's between the rest of you. I just said I'm only betting once.
No, I think I've bet more than enough at this point.
No, what?
You bet a musket ball and nothing else.
And a story.
Oh shit. No, he's right. He's absolutely right.
Please do not encourage him, Rebecca.
What? I like stories.
Yeah, he gives them away for free. I can't stop taking them.
If she can get away with a mundane favor and a cat inside of a head.
No. I'm not putting the cat in the hat. I'm pulling him out of the hat. That's a lot
But
better.
you guys don't understand. The best part about the story of Slutvana is she was a giant. She was 12 feet tall, and I pleasured that lady like no man has pleasured a woman
Did you
before.
say her name was Slutvana?
No. That's what
yes.
that's what Theo calls her. Slavana, or Slutvana, as Theo calls her.
Svetlana?
I only called her Slutvana
Listen,
once, and that was
Modi's
to her face.
tongue
And she
isn't
knocked
making
my
that
head
syllable
backwards
up.
for it.
Fine. Rebecca will pull out a piece of paper and write something on it, taking back her pink pen from Dinah, and then pour more shots and drink them before she does anything with it.
Dinah will kind of like pour herself a third one and offer to pour others.
Yep, sorry, yeah.
Luther kind of looks at Bjorn and just like he doesn't understand. Like he's just like, how don't you get this? Like it needs to be even. Just like Bjorn, I understand how good this story about you and a giant lady might be, but this man has something very valuable, and we have to abide by the rules and bring our antes up to him. It's just the way that this works.
Mine is just as valuable, if not more valuable, than this man's blood, if you knew the right question. The stories I could tell, the things I've seen. I have seen some things that would bewilder your mind. You just have to know the right question to ask.
No, all right then. I'll if we were to put a dollar amount on the bottle that he is putting in, what would we put that dollar amount on?
Sharing with Rapnos isn't that easy.
Yeah, I don't think I can really put a number on that. It's not just Ravno's blood, because if you just grabbed that, it would just turn to nothing. He had it preserved so that it still has its potency in gaining disciplines.
So like thousands and we're talking like this is very, very valuable.
Like kind of priceless. And I mean that in the way that it's like you can't, like there's certain things you just can't exactly put a price on. Someone could buy it for a certain price, but it's difficult to actually say what it could possibly be worth.
Theo takes his car keys out of his pocket. Not Theo. I'm fucking not Theo. Luther. I take my car keys out of my pocket and chuck them on the table.
There's no Malkavians here to switch your personalities, so.
Oh no, I have. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to make that even. I don't even know what I have.
By the way, you've all had your third drink now, so -1 dexterity, -1 intelligence.
Yes.
I don't
And
need
Rebecca
those
is
stats
going to
anyways.
slap goddamn down her stupid paper.
Well, actually, I was gonna say I said at 4 drinks, but you all actually had a drink before this even started, so.
Yep. And it says 1 extraordinary favor.
Now, how extraordinary can we make this favor?
I don't know. If it's expensive, it'll cost extra.
What about something of a magical sort?
Yeah, if it's expensive, it'll cost extra.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I can make things, but I need payment because shit's not free, you know?
But the
Okay.
entire point of betting that is that
No, I mean, like, it's fantastic that I'm making it in the first place, but, like, I need, like, I'm gonna need some of your blood for it.
Oh, all right. Well, okay, fine. That's fine. That I'd say that sounds fair.
With a smirk on my face, Bjorn's gonna hold his wrist out to you, just be like, "If you would like some of my blood, you can have it at any time."
Put your arm away.
Simply saying, the offer's always there.
smooth, very smooth, Bjorn.
It works more often than you think it would.
So you're like a net for shrimp then. Really just anything that gets caught up in.
Numbers game, you know?
So you're covered in tattoos. Are you like one of those multicolored popsicles where depending on where you drink from, your tongue will turn a certain color?
I also taste different depending on the tattoo you lick. This one tastes like blueberries.
Raspberries?
This one tastes like strawberries, and he points towards his crotch. And this one tastes like snozberries.
Look at Mr. Willy Wonka dick over there.
Baron's having a great time. He just bursts out laughing at Bjorn's bit and actually takes another drink out of turn with everybody.
Are we all even now in the pot?
Hell no,
or-
we're not.
Okay.
We're waiting
There
on
we
a
go.
third from Bjorn, a third from Dinah, another from Uncle Theo.
Does the Baron react to that?
To what part?
Her calling me Uncle Theo.
No, not really. Not that you can tell.
Well, Theo, you got anything of more important than a story?
Okay. And you'll see him like reach back into his collar and you hear kind of like a weird nasty noise. And he just pulls out a gold, like solid gold, old time. The Spanish doubloon is what it looks like. I killed 46 men on a boat for this one. Probably worth more than just the gold. But still, it's a lot of fucking gold.
Smetty's brow quirks at that and says, "That looks like one of mine."
I may have stabbed you for it, I don't remember. Feel like I'd be dead, though. Trust me, it's been in my back for a couple 100 years now.
Well, I'd say that's pretty equal. Bjorn, I know your stories are very good, but hopefully I don't think they're this good.
Fine, let's keep this going then. He'll reach back into that ring, that keychain he has, fiddle with it for a minute, and 2 keys come off. Just plain unassuming looking, any like you go to Lowe's and you get duplicate keys made all the time. New York or Los Angeles?
New York.
New York's
Please.
closer.
Yeah.
He drops one of the keys on the table. That's my apartment in New York. It's right in Manhattan, centrally located, fantastic view of the city.
Penthouse or mid-level?
Look, I'm not that rich,
Rebecca immediately pours everyone another shot.
but it's nice.
How wide is this table? Could I whisper something to Dinah without it being within earshot of others?
I think you're pretty close, but people are starting to get a little more rowdy since they've had quite a few drinks, and the houseboat isn't exactly quiet on the water, just a little slow.
Okay. Dinah, I obviously don't have the vision, but is there any way you can see if she's using any kind of magic?
I can try.
Thank you, doll.
Smetty leans back puffing at his cigar, and you can tell he's just loving all of this. He's just kind of like watching all of you.
Now, as far as betting goes, I'm sure we're all done. This is a big enough pot, thick enough blood for everyone, I'm sure, correct?
No, I haven't bet yet.
Okay.
But I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. I don't have a different place that I live. I've always just been here. I don't have an expensive car. Oh, I know.
A week of hand massages?
Beg pardon?
Just tell me what you're gonna bet.
Massages? No, I may have connections to the museum that has Louis Armstrong's trumpet, and I can get you a day to play it yourself if you want to.
What if I'm really bad at the trumpet?
You wouldn't want to try to play it anyway?
Do you
can
have
learn on
someone's-
Louis Armstrong's trumpet. I will teach you.
Do you have... Oh.
Oh yeah,
Never
that
mind.
includes a music lesson if you don't know how to play the trumpet.
Okay.
How about we up it to multiple? How about we
Multiple-
can learn
What if
to
I wanna play
play an
someone's-
instrument?
You can learn to play the trumpet on Louis Armstrong's trumpet. You just cannot take it out of the museum.
I will agree to that if it is more than one lesson. If you can, from the ground
Yeah,
up, teach us how to play an instrument.
One lesson after that, yes. Yeah, I will teach you to play the trumpet if you want to stay around long enough.
Thank you. There we go. We are covered in rounds of betting, I believe.
Does that mean you're calling the bet here?
Well, he's only betting once, and I'll point at the Baron, and I just don't want any of us getting too deep into this. I think some of us might be at ends.
Stopping point.
There you go. A good stopping point. Not for drinking, but for betting, obviously. Yeah. And he'll point at Rebecca. Keep on.
Yeah, she'll pour for everyone and then for herself, and then really think about this next shot before she takes it.
Do we need to start rolling for like how well we are going to not?
Oh yeah,
fucking fall out of our
No,
chairs?
that's happening in a second.
Hey,
but yes,
Spira.
yeah.
I want to roll to be more sober.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and tell me what that's gonna be for you.
It is a life 2 roll, like just flat life 2. You just heal yourself.
All right. Go ahead and roll those dice.
All right. Oops, I rolled twice. Look at the first one. So, 2 successes.
Yeah. All right. Would that purge it all, or just help you get some of that out of you?
Usually making changes to yourself, like changing hair color or doing something like that, is usually required 1, but it can be whatever you want.
You had 6 in a short amount of time, so and you might even be thinking like you don't want to sober up completely because that'll set off alarms. These are pretty smart kindred. So let's say that drops you back down to a set of 3, which will keep you right before that first instance. You gain back your or the negative dice are off your sheet for right now.
Okay.
All right. Let's have Let's have intelligent expression rolls from everybody.
Oh, no.
With the negative 1 to intelligence?
Yes.
And what difficulty? Just 6?
6,
I'm
yeah.
really glad that I'm a performer and happen
Oh
to
my
have a
god,
lot
I
of dots of
fucking botched
expression.
it! Spira, no!
Awesome. You
This
throw
is
up.
like my
and
third
poop
botch
yourself.
in 5 games. I can't even. And I had all of my dice.
Well, I got 1.
Side by side.
You said difficulty 6, Spira, right?
Yeah.
4 successes.
3 successes.
Oh my god, thank you, Theo. Let's fuck up together.
You guys both get to just puke and just fall on the ground together.
All right, so Rebecca, you were clearing yourself of that alcohol in your system, but as you realized, you needed to then still act in that way, and it just kind of backfired on you that you lost concentration trying to remain acting drunk, and you didn't manage to actually purge that alcohol. This time, at least. Whereas Theo, that little pocket of alcohol you were keeping that was keeping you from actually getting drunk now permeates your body, and you are at 6 drinks.
This is so good.
I didn't do anything. This is all you guys.
You cheating motherfuckers, too. Ooh, if Luther finds out.
I mean, we're vampires. Rules aren't exactly what we're good at.
We're vampires,
I
not
would like
cheaters.
Since this is a role-playing game, I would like Rebecca and Theo to show a little bit of their attempt to remain good and not show it, and then not being so good.
All right, so to be clear, she was trying to look drunk and lost concentration, so now she still is drunk.
Yes, that's what I'm going
Okay,
to
cool.
interpret that as.
Okay, cool.
The dice have decided nobody's cheating tonight.
You guys are thinking about cheating this? You guys are no honor whatsoever.
Scoundrels.
Cheating.
Riffraff.
That's so hard to do in this situation.
Being drunk around Baron Samedi's friends may not be the smartest decision we've made.
Is that
It's fine. It'll be great. You know why? Because
Being drunk
can't
around Baron
undrink herself.
Samedi may not be the smartest decision we've made today.
I don't play this game to make smart decisions. I'm not sure if you know
I mean,
that,
I definitely don't.
Theo does want to wake up in the morning.
You mean,
Oh,
We know,
wait, you don't wake up in
but
the
you don't
morning.
wake up any mornings.
He's not exactly ready to play suicide drinking.
Spira,
Yes.
I did want to roll the R perception to see if I could see
Absolutely.
when they're doing magic stuff.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll perception empathy, and I'm going with what we talked about before. We're going to go with 7 as the standard.
7?
Yeah. I will up it in cases I think you're going to be distracted or the person has a good thing up. Although Rebecca...
So we cannot roll. Did you say we have to meet 7 or we have to roll?
Difficulty 7.
Okay. It's not intelligence. Do I get a minus to this?
No. You'll only get minuses on dex or intelligence rolls. So somehow you're still perceptive as a drunk.
1.
0.
No. That's
Nope.
That's 0.
0.
Oh, that is 0.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so, Dinah's trying to get a little, like, glimpse at Rebecca, see if she's doing anything fidgy-widgy, and you don't seem to recognize anything.
Everyone's just gonna fucking botch.
I didn't botch. I just failed.
Failed.
Neat.
You guys are cheating. I bet that shit's not even strong. The playing field isn't level here. I'm
I
calling
am
it.
not cheating. I am trying to see if you are cheating.
Wait, you're what?
I'm looking
That
at
should be cheating too.
Why is that cheating?
'Cause it's not nice.
Well, before we start making up excuses, how about we pour ourselves another shot? Unless anyone wants to back out.
Of course
And with
not.
that, Bjorn will.
Hey, Spear, let me roll again.
Doesn't it heighten the difficulty?
Yeah, sure. Like, I don't mind.
Yes, so it does heighten the difficulty. You are allowed to do that. And for now, at least until anything works out for you, and for everybody else, you are now at -2 Dex and Intelligence.
Oh, I didn't take
Like
this
I
next
said.
shot.
Like I said,
No.
Oh,
She's
do you-
waiting on that next shot. 'cause she
Okay,
won't-
that's fine. Alright, so, but that will be next. So go ahead and do that roll.
Theo will just go, not worth it.
Theo folds.
Theo, I was just about to say it. Theo folds.
2 successes.
Alright.
1.
Um,
Bam, bam, yeah.
Difficulty 6 now, not 5.
Yeah. So you managed to get those 3 off like before, but that still leaves you at 3 before you have your next one.
Yep. Nope. She'll take the next one now. She's all right with that.
Luther will look around the table. Well, how's everyone feeling? Everyone feeling like we could speed this game up a little bit?
Okay, do we just, what, you want me to just put a sippy straw on this thing?
You brought sippy straws?
Well,
Luther
I
will
think
go and get.
a stocked houseboat like this might, or should have sippy straws.
Luther will go and get 2, or he'll go get 1 glass for every person. So I think that's what Baron, like 4 glasses, and then so now you'll pour 2 of them at a time instead of just 1.
You're trying to kill us all. That's what you're trying to do.
Just trying to win. That's about it.
Well, yeah,
We
but I'm
rolling?
the only one whose mortality's on the line here.
Hey, Spira, are we rolling for like stamina each turn? Because otherwise I think all of us might continue the game forever. So
Yeah.
That's super fair.
I think, yeah, now that you've all had your 7 drinks, as far as all of you understand it, Theo's out, then we'll have a stamina roll, to see how everybody's doing, if they can continue with the game.
Can I add my fortitude to this?
Can you soak alcohol?
Is the alcohol damaging us? Can we just absorb it like a punch?
You guys are drinking fast, so, like, normally vampires, if they have, like, a couple drinks in an hour, it's pretty much out of your system, but you guys are throwing them back. The boat's not really even been moving for an hour.
I have fortitude, and I'm okay with not allowing.
Yeah, no, I'm just waiting for the call one way or another. I mean, I have a bunch of stamina, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say stamina for everybody.
Just pure stamina.
Oh,
Yeah.
4 successes! Oh my god, get on my level!
Oh, just 1 success.
1.
You know what? We're still in this, though. That's what counts.
I need to wait 10 seconds before I roll. Sorry. Difficulty is the 6, correct? Correct,
God,
Spirit.
none of you guys have livers like Bjorn has a liver.
Spirit, is it difficulty 6?
What was
Yes.
DC 6?
DC.
Yes.
Yeah. Making sure that it's
The
difficulty
DC
6.
just get higher and higher as we go, I guess.
Ooh.
That makes it more exhilarating, yeah.
We're making up rules to a drinking game. This is fun. So the DC should get higher each shot so that people drop out.
Yeah.
If you make more, I would say that the amount of successes you get is the amount of dice you get to roll next time. Bye. So that like I failed, got 1 success, so I only roll 1 dice.
Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
he
You only
rolled
get
4
to
successes,
roll.
so he gets to roll 4 successes again, 4 dice
Okay.
again.
I like that.
And
That'll
that way
speed
it
things
goes
up.
faster, and it like has to do with how well you rolled the previous time.
All right. So Luther, the Baron, and certainly Bjorn are feeling pretty okay. They're going strong. Dinah and Rebecca, you're definitely feeling it, but you're hanging in there for now.
And what is it? Just spend blood points to heal drunk?
I'd have to try. I think there's an actual canon thing, but I think it's actually willpower instead of blood. You have to will it out of your system.
How many willpowers?
It would be like 1. This is a little funny because I'm making up a type of drink you guys are imbibing, so I'd say maybe like 1 per 2.
And Luther will look around the table. No funny business now. Obviously, we do this on the up and up. And
So what's
Luther's
your
drunk.
story there, guy? Do you you're from here?
Are you asking me or are you asking?
Yeah.
Yes, she's talking to you.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not from here. I'm from Texas, but I've been here for a bit.
How long is a bit? Because every time I talk to one of you guys, a bit's like 70 years.
God, I don't know. 20 years is maybe a little bit deeper than. I don't. I'd have to check, but around that. And he picks up the decanter and starts pouring doubles for everyone.
All right, are we doing next round?
Well, this is.
Die from alcohol poisoning.
All right, so this time the DC should be 7, and you roll as many dice as many successes you got last time.
Of course, Rebecca, you don't have to take the shot. You can just forfeit your bets.
There's no way in hell I'm gonna do that.
Also, death isn't the end of life.
Yeah, I mean, if you fall down, one of us might just save you, so you'll be fine.
Okay, but let's look at our options here. I can turn into Slugface, or I can have a gambling problem, or I don't know. Bjorn
I do
has
not
his
have
shirt
a
off,
gambling
all the
problem.
time.
No, I just like to play game. I don't have a gambling problem.
Are you saying there's something wrong with
We're
helping
betting
you
over
take your
this
shirt
drinking
off?
game at your request, bud.
I wasn't the one who.
It was
that
one of the
doesn't
best
matter.
ideas he's had in a hot minute.
It's fantastic.
He has good
It doesn't-
ideas, to be
It's
fair.
a good idea. No one's saying he doesn't have good ideas. We're just saying he does have a drinking problem. I want you to know this is straight up dialogue from It's Always Sunny.
Luther will push the shot straight in front of you and be like, instead of worrying about me, how about you just worry about yourself?
All right, let's go.
At this point, there's kind of like a boat horn goes off, and Baron just kind of nods to himself but doesn't say anything out loud.
Okay, so what counts as cheating? She hasn't drank yet.
What?
Bjorn
Wait,
got
did she ask that question?
I went from a solid 4 successes to a solid 0.
Oh shit.
Wait, did we only roll? We only rolled the amount
You
of
only roll as many
last
dice
time?
as you won
Yes.
last time, so you have 1 dice to roll. I had 1 dice, but I got a 10.
Fuck!
No!
All right, so Bjorn, you rolled a botch for this one?
No, not a botch.
I did not botch. There's not a single one in any of
Yeah,
that.
I didn't
sorry,
botch.
sorry, not a
Just
botch.
no successes.
All right, Spira, what happened?
Okay. What was this all rolling for again?
This was for our
Second round.
next. This is for doubles. We just took 2 shots. This was our
Okay.
stamina. Our stamina,
All right.
and we made up rules for you for how it goes. So
Yeah.
So Bjorn and Rebecca got no successes, and Luther got more, 2, and then I got 1.
oh, he gets to roll 3 die. with our
Okay.
roll.
Oh yeah, you roll
Yeah.
as many dice as you got successes last time. That way the game goes faster.
Okay.
So he gets 1 because it's now up to difficulty 7.
I'm
We're
okay
gonna
with
tell-
you guys
we're
run
gonna-
this
we're
game
gonna
for
tell-
me. It's fine.
we're gonna tell you how to play. So he got 1 success.
And so Baron Samedi enters a room. There is a wildebeest and a beholder at the end of the corridor. What does he do?
All right. So Diana, Luther, and Sam are the last ones to roll again.
Yep. So that
I
was the
think-
end of that one. So what happened?
happens?
How do they feel?
So Bjorn and Rebecca, yeah, no, it's suddenly Bjorn, you were doing good, but maybe that was a little adrenaline and confidence, and now you're like, okay, hold on. Same with Rebecca, even though you had purged some of that, you are still mortal, human. So maybe just the opposite, kind of like the adrenaline's making you feel it a little bit more.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm still in this. Uncle Theo, let's cuddle. Let's hug it out.
Let's check it out.
I think I'll pass.
That's not
You don't-
nice.
You don't want to catch the maggots that are crawling around in this corpse.
Oh, no. That's a good point. Dinah, come on. You look like a hugger. Let's hug.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna reach into my pocket and pull out a handkerchief and throw it on the table. It's just, look, I know when to call it quits, and this is quitting point. The lot of you have fun continuing this,
But is it hugging point? Get over here.
So Bjorn throws in the towel.
Did
got
Rebecca
2
get
golds.
a 0 also?
She did. So
Yes, she
she's still there. She hasn't folded, but she's not doing so
Hasn't
great.
folded.
Rebecca, would you like me to pour you 2 more? And he'll start pouring. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. Well, let's go.
I'll get to him.
I'm gonna lean over to the Baron. Don't suppose this house is rigged with security cameras.
The Baron laughs at the end and says, "I wouldn't want anyone seeing what I get up to on this thing."
Fair enough.
All right. DC 8 on this one.
Yep.
Hey, let me roll to sober on this bad boy.
Well, no. Oh no.
Yeah, the Baron takes the double shot, and he just leans back in his chair and, like, eyes closed, just starts smoking his cigar. Like, that's all he focuses on, and just with a hand wave does this to kind of mean he's out.
Luther, with such drunken excitement, just like hugs Dinah like he's never hugged her before. Like he is so excited that it's
She's
just that.
giggling. She is just straight up giggling like a 13-year-old girl.
Well, look at these 2 Tories taking out all these big bad kindred. Isn't
I'm
this
still.
something?
Oh, you kindred. Pour me 2 more. I'm gonna get to him. Pour me. Like she hasn't had the first 2 that you've poured her, but she won't. Pour me 2 more.
Oh, of course, sweetheart, of course. And he'll pour
Alright.
you 2.
Are you having those before you try purging again?
No, she's gonna purge first. So she has 4 shots in front of her.
All right. One more higher difficulty.
Kate, that makes it 7. Oh,
Hey.
sweet baby Jesus.
Roll those
Mother
10s.
Mary.
Roll those 10s.
Oh! That's like a triple crit right there.
Hey.
Well, you know who needs those extra successes?
So you got
4
4.
successes.
You got 4. So Rebecca, I'm gonna say you purge basically all of it. You got like a little buzz left over, but basically all of it's out of your system.
All right, then she's knocking back 4 shots like it's fucking Baby Town Frolic.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like you're like about 5. We'll say like 4.5.
Cool.
And with that, I will let you roll 1 stamina. And then Dinah and Luther, you've got 1 left. So 1 for each of you.
We're down to 1 each. And she like holds it up.
We're gonna go with the highest, whether it's success or not.
Yeah,
Just
that's
Okay. All right. So just roll a d10. And
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah, so
happens.
she like holds up her glass first.
Oh my god,
like,
sweet
Gloria,
baby Jesus, Mother Mary.
Ah!
It looks like Luther and Dinah, you have another shot or so, and it just pushes you to that end. You even feel like you're about to fall out of your seat that is rock solid on the ground.
Can I use
Both roll
lucky?
7s.
The chance to re-roll any dice, I get like 1 per story.
Because we both.
You want to use it on this? For
I
the
want to
whole
use
story?
it on this.
You
Oh
gotta
my
get
God,
a
I
10
love
to
your- I
even
love
tie and then roll again.
I won't use it. God damn it.
I was just gonna say, you would have to get 10 and then you would both have to roll, so it's up to you.
Nope, she fucking wins it. Give it to her.
She
Can I-
needs to
What?
win.
No, we both rolled 7s.
No, I
What?
rolled
But she
10.
rolled a 10.
Can I perception?
She's in it.
Can I don't know,
she used
awareness?
magic.
Noticing
Remember,
that she
you
is
were like a
fine.
nice roll for being sober, so I got
Yeah.
1 stamina dice and cheated my ass.
I just rolled
Can I
10s
roll for
twice in a
catching
row,
her
but I couldn't pull
soberer
one.
than she has any right being?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Luther would probably he's been gambling for so long. He'd probably check to see.
Anybody that
He
wants
has-
to, you can do perception, empathy.
Everyone else is shit faced though.
They are. Okay, anyone who's not, because Theo got rid of some of that, I believe, and stopped. You'll have difficulty 8. Theo, you can have difficulty 6. Bjorn, you could have 6 as well, because you did stop too.
All right.
1 success.
Just 2.
Five successes.
All right, Luther and Bjorn, you have suspicions. You're not sure, but it did just occur to you that this little old lady here in this group imbibed about, in total, some like 13 shots. Like the bottle's well, like she just like finished off the last drop of it. And Theo, you very much realize she drank an entire bottle. Even though you've seen her drink before, she drank the whole bottle, and she isn't like passing out.
In an hour. The whole bottle
Yeah.
in an hour.
Plus, she had a few nips before we even got on the boat.
Yeah, no. You guys have every right to be suspicious.
That bottle is gone.
I'm gonna stand up and gesture towards like one of the, I don't know, many doors towards outside. Mind if I take a look out on this deck? I mean, I guess house deck, boat deck, it both works, right?
Sure, hold on. I want to be a sore winner real quick. She's just gonna divide the pile of dumb things in half between Luther and Dinah. And then she'll walk out.
No, he'll wait, before you get a chance to do that, he's gonna pat you on the shoulder and just whisper in your ear, "I want my coin back."
Sorry, she'll take the coin and she will take her extraordinary favor. No. She won't take that one. She'll take the Cat in the Hat one.
What? Rebecca, what are you? This is for Dinah and I.
I'm like the Mother Teresa of these things. Just take it and just be happy.
Well, Dinah, do we share the Manhattan apartment, or should we divide that up?
On that story. I want that story.
No, you can't take all of it back. You
I want just the story. It's not even on the table.
Oh, the story. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, here, and he'll blow on the piece of paper, so it goes across the table to you. So that is, I'll take my car back. You can have these lessons. He has his coin back, and how about we just call it our vacation house?
Cashed in all my favors with that person ever. So,
I mean, an apartment's an apartment, and with your name on it, it's probably better.
Sure.
There we go. Okay. Well, are we at this party yet, or? Or what?
Trust me, you're about getting there. But you see Baron Samedi who'd leaned back, just kind of enjoying the drunken stupor he'd fallen into. You feel like a weird kind of chill in the room suddenly, but he just stares at the group of you, smiling.
Is this chill familiar at all?
I'd say it's not strange when you're around him, as far as you've been around him more often than anybody else.
Does he have cold breeze like I do?
Nope.
Do I know what this is?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me secretly? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I need to not have any more to drink for a little bit. And Luther will kind of put his pocket, or the keys back in his pocket, and go get some fresh air outside.
Yeah. Theo, you wanted to talk with Rebecca on the deck?
No, he just wanted to go take a breather on the deck, but he just tapped you to let you know he wanted his coin back.
Okay.
But you're welcome to join him if you wish.
Yeah.
Is anybody left at the table with Samedi?
Just Bjorn. He's been chilling there and he threw the towel in, but he's just chilling there with Samedi.
So after everybody goes their own ways, and I'd like you to all finish your conversations, and then we'll take a break. But Bjorn sitting next to Samedi alone now. What's up, Theo?
Actually, if what's gonna happen next is what I think is gonna happen, I'll tap Rebecca and be like, "You might want to see this, and meet me on the deck after."
Okay. Yeah, no. Rebecca will find something to sit on. You know what? She'll still cuddle up with Dinah. She's still in a cuddle mood.
She doesn't.
Yeah. And yeah, she'll stick around.
But you guys kind of moved away. So Samedi more directly to Bjorn picks up the small bottle that seems to have been left behind and kind of tosses it gently in his hand. I guess this wasn't interesting as I thought it was.
You know, you can put your pearls before swine.
Good one. He gets up and he slowly walks back to the cabinet it was in and settles it in there, but doesn't lock the cabinet up or anything. He just kind of places it there and walks back to where he was sitting. Let's see. Luther went outside?
Yep.
Okay.
Me too.
Yep. Rebecca and Dinah were hanging in between. All right. At least, especially for everyone who stepped outside, you're gonna see the houseboat, and you're even feeling it now slow down a bit more than it was. And you see it coming to another dock, but again, this is not where boats would typically dock, and especially not for a long time. It looks more like a private one for maybe a home, and similar to where you departed, there's just a lot of bush. It's hard to see what's out on the other side of it, but you do hear a lot of noise. It sounds like all kinds of music and people like shouting and even like some more simple instruments like simple drums and like clacking instruments.
But we don't see anything, we just hear it.
You just see this like duck coming up. You can see candles, or not candles, but like fire and light coming through the brush.
Would I recognize this place as any place I've seen in the area of New Orleans?
Maybe not from this direction.
I won't say anything. I'll just keep on waiting for us to get there.
Sorry, what was that?
I said Luther won't do anything. He's drunk. Just watch
Okay.
the water.
Let's take our mid-game break then at this point, and we'll pick up with where you guys landed and what the Baron Semeni is actually dragging you all along to. So as usual, everybody's hanging out in chat. If you have any questions about the game, the characters, the players, feel free to ask them. We'll answer them in voice or text. Everybody else is gonna run off for a minute, and yeah, then we'll be right back to it.
So Zabani was already quick to the gun and already answering this question. What are we all drinking? So I finished off a bit of apple pie moonshine. It's not really moonshine because I paid the requisite government taxes on it. And Legends Brown Ale, which is... I realized that, come on, hand off the key. Legends Brown Ale. It's a local Richmond brewery that's been around forever, and fantastic brown ale. One of the better brown ales I've had, so it's nice. What is your dog doing?
What?
What is your dog doing? You guys both look back there with adorable faces on your face.
Kozark put him under the blanket jokingly before we got started, and he's still sleeping there. He's just repositioning
like
himself
people.
now.
He's rolled up like people.
Yeah. He likes warm things.
How are you guys gonna sleep tonight? The dog apparently has the bed.
We make do.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
He's amenable. You can kind of just throw him around like a rag doll, so we just kind of like pick him up and plop him in between our legs. Alright, I'll be back in a minute myself.
So Zabani, you missed it earlier, but Zebs, god damn it. Koss was going on about how he's having this fantastic Knob Creek. And I think Elvish is dry tonight. Because she's boring.
Nah,
The Knob
just
Creek is
on a
awesome.
diet.
See, Pazuzu? We have two cats, and they love to sleep with us on the bed. And it's adorable because they actually go to bed with us when we go to sleep. So I get woken up at around 3 or 4 in the morning as my cat starts pawing at me going, I want all the love in the world. So I have to give him, 20 to 30 minutes of love. And then they go back to sleep until we wake up. So it's not that bad for us. Otherwise, they're warm, fuzzy little cuddle kittens. They have not pawed at my feet since they were kittens, so there's that. So, how are you doing tonight?
I'm eating Cheez-Its.
I know, that's why I chose to ask you right when it went in.
Rude.
See, Zabani, you can't necessarily blame the drink for having the worst night of your life. You had the worst night of your life, and now you're blaming Knob Creek for it. Knob Creek is actually one of the better bourbons I've had.
I mean, yeah, especially if you spend the extra for the single barrel. Single barrel small batch.
I still lean towards the Maker's Mark. That's a little bit towards my personal preference, but I'll never turn down a Knob Creek.
So I've never gotten the higher level Maker's Mark or Knob Creek. So I decided I'll try a bottle of each and we'll see what we like most. So far though, this 120 proof, hell yeah.
Are you feeling it yet?
A little bit. But it tastes fucking amazing. It's like really, really tasty fire.
Cool. So, how's everyone in chat doing tonight? You guys having as much fun as we are? I mean, you have Kosnark breathing fire and Jesus.
We got to invent a drinking game, World of Darkness rule style, so that was fun.
I got to pretend to be drunk, and that's the closest I've been to drunk in so many moons.
I finished off a bottle of moonshine tonight, so I guess we're all...
Nice.
Oh, that nor'easter. I don't know I don't know if I'm gonna have work tomorrow or not.
I worked from home the past 2 days, so it's about time that I paid due and actually went into the office tomorrow.
I'm hoping, but I work retail, so that's critical infrastructure, you know? So even on state of emergency days, you have to come to work, because what happens if people can't buy their stuff?
Such a good point.
Seriously, the only people who should be out during a state of emergency in blizzard conditions, retail workers, fast food workers, emergency personnel, that's it, really.
You're not even kidding. There's a time we had a literal hurricane over Richmond, way back when I was working in retail. And it was me and the store manager in the store, and we both showed up in case somebody showed up in the middle of a fucking hurricane to keep the store alive.
Yeah,
I don't understand what's so important about retail. Do you really need a shirt that bad?
No, but here's my favorite part, is then it's they'll bitch because we didn't have any sales for the day. And I'm like, you should have just not made us come to work. Of course you lost money today. This was a stupid decision.
And as my wife just asked, did anyone actually come in while you were in the store? No, it was a fucking hurricane. Nobody came in. So, just out of... my only question for chat is, what are your thoughts on golf? Are you guys all pro or anti-golf?
Oh my god, okay.
Seriously?
I will end this stream right now.
We're doing this?
So
I'll hit the button.
Before we were online, yes, I'm just explaining the context of this joke. Before we came online, and I mean right before Spira shushed us so we could do the countdown to the stream, Modi decided to go on and on about
No,
golf.
I asked Modi if he should I was like, we should play golf sometime, and then he went on a goddamn rant in response
about how
it's garbage.
So
Golf is a garbage sport. Convince me otherwise.
Could you change my mind?
Oh, was it change my mind? I'm sorry.
It's fun. You get to wear grandpa clothes and drive around in a little baby car and hit a ball,
And drink.
and get
And
drunk,
drink.
and just
There you
drive
go.
around a little bit more.
Well, so far, all of my experience of actually playing golf is with Mormons, so there was no alcohol involved.
Okay, so,
So maybe
maybe
that is
so
fake.
then your anger is that hobbies with Mormons. It's not golf.
I was gonna say, do you hate fishing too? Because
Oh
if
my
you've
God,
only ever done it with
so
Mormons,
bad.
I can understand.
Fishing is so bad, but it's
point is
better
to
than
get
golf
drunk,
because at
Queen.
least you get food from it.
I like fishing.
I like fishing too. You hang out with your friends.
I love
You can
fishing.
drink beer
Love it.
and shit.
I can't find anyone
Never
to go.
been
Like,
with a friend. Never had alcohol when I fished. Maybe I'm just doing everything wrong.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
it's not.
Problem
It's not a
is
maybe.
the problem is being both nerdy and into RPGs and internet things and streaming and enjoying fishing. That's a very select demographic of finding like-minded people to go fishing.
Stardew Valley fishing, bro, all day.
No,
Hey!
I like real fishing and gutting and cooking my fish. It's amazing.
When
So
I come
let's
down,
do a
you
day
need to
date,
go
baby
run
girl.
away.
We'll go fishing together.
That's what I'm saying, is we all gotta get together and it'll be a bunch of nerds fishing.
And like obviously don't invite
baiting
Modi
lines,
until he's
catching
already
fish,
drunk,
talking
so
about
he
vampires.
can't have anything to hate about it.
If we go fishing, we're not talking about vampires. We're not going to say anything because we're fucking fishing, and we just
You don't say a damn
go
thing.
here.
You sometimes can put on a radio, maybe.
No, it's silent. It's silent.
Maybe.
We're sitting there, poles in the water.
If we're in a
beers.
tin bottom boat, sure. But
We can talk about man stuff. Is that okay?
Okay, what's man stuff? Like, do we talk about like our name?
You can't. You don't. We don't. The first rule of man stuff is we
talk
don't.
about,
Don't
like,
talk about
men-
We don't talk
You
about
never
it.
talk about it. You, in fact, never talk about it.
man stuff is ask Modi about that story about Svetlana.
Slutvana?
Slutvana, yeah.
So, me and Slutvana, for some reason my mouth just couldn't say Svetlana. Jesus Christ, I don't know why that's so hard for me tonight. But apparently it is. Anyways, do we want to like vampire or something?
I'm okay with that.
No, I'm fine.
like,
I
I'm
could wait.
down.
I like how the chat called us out.
Sorry, guys.
I figured that would be funny enough. I usually call you guys out on I just kind of wanted to see how long. All right. Back on the boat. A couple of you are outside right now, and you see where the houseboat is pulling up to the dock. And as I explained, you can see some it looks like fires or maybe like torches and stuff. A little further along, a lot of people are dancing and singing. There's music. It sounds like a bit of a wild time. Back inside, Baron Samedi stands from where he was. You see him waver a little bit because of all the nice drink that's inside him. But he has a good stance, solid stance, and he just adjusts his suit jacket and makes sure his hat's nice. And then anybody who happens to be looking at him will see the illusion from before completely cover him up again, so that he looks like the middle-aged man with face paint but otherwise functioning muscles and skin.
Cool.
Do I notice, or is he not? I'm still outside with Luther.
Yes.
We don't see him.
But anybody that's inside, he's going to, like this, and just kind of gather you up so that you start heading outside. The houseboat docks pretty gently. The young man that was driving comes running out to tie it up. And leading all of you, Baron Samedi will step off the houseboat. As soon as any of you follow him, once you get on the dock and look back, it looks like the shabby little shack on a couple planks like it did before.
I will, real quick, when I see him in garb again, I'll sigh. Do we really have to dress up for this?
Yes, Theo, we're going among the people.
You know, I fucking hate dressing up. This cross-dressing shit's for the birds.
He'd put out his other cigar, but takes out a new one, quickly clips it, and lights it. You can even see for just a moment as the fire comes out of his lighter, his pupils dilate. Vampires don't like fire, no matter how old and powerful they are. But he sets that away and takes a few initial drags to get his cigar going and says, but it's Mardi Gras, everyone's dressing up. So,
Do you have to skate roll again?
Yeah, well, I'd like you to just roll it because there's a chance to botch and also quality level. So that is performance manipulation. Let me double check real quick. I'm forgetting because I haven't been playing Benedict. Yeah, manipulation performance against 7.
Not great.
Alright, 2's still good though. That's that average. It kind of goes along appearance, so you can look like a 2 appearance person.
Living Theo was gorgeous! No, I'll look like me, but slightly less dead.
So, once you're all gathered back out on the new dock, the Baron starts leading you along, and as he does, he's facing away from you, but he kind of calls back to the group. There will be some fires ahead, so just keep on your toes. As you make your way through the brush that is in front of the dock, you make your way out to a bit of a clearing with a very large tent set up, and there are at least 4 dozen people. Many of them are dressed in what you would recognize as very, very traditional voodoo garb. A lot of the women are in white dresses with headdresses as well. Some mix of jewelry here and there, but there's plenty of people in simpler outfits as well, t-shirts and jeans and things like that. And as I said, you, like, from what you could hear, they were just dancing and calling out. There's some chants. This doesn't look like any kind of specific ritual happening. It just looks like a bit of a party with a very stylistic attitude to it. And as you move in, yeah, you see some, not bonfires, but small fires in the ground placed every few yards to give the area some light. There's some planted torches, things like that. In a bit of a distance, maybe about a quarter mile ahead, you can just barely make out the shape of mausoleums, and obviously some sort of old cemetery nearby. I'd say at this point, Luther, since you were asking, you kind of recognize this as one of the older cemeteries in the area.
How plastered are we all still?
You're pretty drunk. I'm not gonna say you're falling over each other, but we'll give everybody currently 1- dex and intelligence. Just enough that it's like you're still in a good spot. Rebecca is enjoying herself.
Am I still just feeling the lingering effects?
Yeah, you did stop probably the earliest, so you would have, especially if you even wanted to, kind of purge a little bit of it. But yeah, no, you're doing okay. Like I said, just -1 on each of those for an hour.
Theo, I thought this was going to be a shithole when you invited us here, and I just have to say I'm glad it is not. You did a good job, buddy.
Yeah, I told you I had friends.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that part, but at least the party is good, so good on you for that one.
Yeah, at
He'll
least
rub the inside of his coat where his heart is.
if it's still beaded, we might all feel for you.
Nah, fuck you two. Gonna fill your house with goats, you bastard.
I'm gonna turn towards Baron. Baron, is there a place more for something that has party favors for us, or is this strictly you know what I'm saying?
He looks through the crowd, and you can see he's taking a while. He's looking over like quite a number of faces, trying to see through the throngs of dancing men and women. And he nods, but then puts up a hand. I don't see her right now, but she's certainly here. I'll try and go find her. So he kind of disappears into the crowd, leaving your little gang to see the sights.
What does this party appear to be for? Do you want a perception roll?
Anybody who has a cult and has been in the city for a while, you recognize this is just kind of a... I hate to summarize it as voodoo gathering, but it's a lot of practitioners, their friends and family gathered for a celebration on Mardi Gras that is away from the beads and cheap beer. There's right now it's like I said, there's not an actual ritual or anything going on. It is just the women, especially the ones that you see dressed in the white garb. The idea of it is, to rile the spirits, both in yourselves and in the land, and to just enjoy life, celebrate the dead, that sort of thing.
Alright, yeah. I'm just gonna stroll around a little bit and keep an eye out. And anyone who's particularly paying attention, they'll see Theo take the gold coin that Becca gave back to him and just slip back.
In its little pocket?
Little gold pocket. Luther will kink an arm over to Dinah. Well, you want to accompany me around? See what we can find.
That sounds lovely.
And Bjorn is going to find the most just lively part of the party and just ingrain himself into it, whether it is dancing, song, drinking, whatever, and just try to enjoy himself, which will, I think,
Rebecca
be difficult.
Real wants to dance right now, so she's gonna do.
Was she still holding on to Dinah? Is she still holding on to Dinah?
I don't know. She can. She'll just walk in that direction and
Because
maybe.
Dinah is now holding on to Luther, so at this point they're a conga line.
I was gonna say Luther would turn towards back to Rebecca, since everyone's gonna be like, well, come on now, lady. If you want to join us, you can. Well, you'll run off, do your thing.
Well, I kind of want to dance. Does anyone want to dance?
Bjorn will hold out his hand
Don't
and be
sound
like,
so happy.
Bjorn will hold out his hand and be like, I'd love to dance.
Yeah, she'll
This- the
fucking
night is
let go
by
and
far
go
too young.
straight to that offer. Yes.
So, in that case, real quick, Theo, what were you gonna wander off to?
Theo's just wandering, keeping a particular eye on any Voodoo stuff happening, seeing if there's any actual rituals or prayers or any real voodoo happening here. Is it just a celebration of voodoo?
Alright, well, we'll go back to Theo in a moment. In the meantime, Luther, Dinah, Bjorn, and Rebecca have started to move into the crowd proper where the dancing is happening and starting to join in. You are welcomed more than you may have ever felt at any club or any other small dance party gathering. The energy's completely intoxicating and it flows through all of you. In particular, I'd say that Luther, you're not a performance-obsessed Toreador, but being a Toreador, just the magic of their movement and the sounds of how authentic their chants and singing does rile you up a little bit. Dinah, you're lost in a fog of just how beautiful their costumes are, the music that's coming from them, the women sitting on the ground, and some of the men as well with their much more traditional style instruments, just lulling you into a great kind of state. Rebecca, since you're a Cult of Ecstasy mage, you are also, really feeling this energy pumping out of all of these humans, kind of as far as you can tell. And then Bjorn, as a skald and a bard, similarly, you're just kind of getting lost in all of it. You dance around, you even maybe get not too close to the fires, but you skirt them, and all of this fervor is, keeps you from even thinking too much about what those flames mean to you as kindred. And yeah, the women and the men kind of dance all around you. You're just completely welcomed here.
Do they seem... Is it just like a feeling we get of the party, or are they being like almost outwardly accepting of us? Like they're, I don't know.
It's kind of more the latter. You definitely feel like there is a familial openness to this party. It's not just like a club where, like I said, on the dance floor, anyone's just like, oh yeah, we're all dancing together. This is like the dance and the music are supposed to be coming together as one and expressing, something much more spiritual.
Okay.
So as this is continuing on, Theo starts wandering with a bit more of a keen eye, looking for anything that stands out to him. Further from where this main bit of dancing and camaraderie is happening that you're all involved with, Theo, you will find in almost a small little hut. It's kind of like 2.5 stone walls with a pretty broken down ceiling as well. Looks like it might have been a small little building before, but there's a man inside, or actually there are a couple men inside, and they're starting to draw out some very traditional Voodoo ritual symbols down in some chalk and some salt. Behind them are some tables and shelves with a lot of alcohol, mostly rum and wine, all kinds of candles and other ritualistic ingredients.
Can I tell what they seem to be doing?
From the symbols on the ground and your familiarity, you can tell that there is more of a healing element going on. Possibly for a large crowd, maybe unless you get a little closer and discern it a bit more, maybe for individuals. Sometimes they'll do a long running ritual and have each person come in.
Does any of this feel vaguely like a trap?
No.
Or like we're an ingredient in a ritual instead of a part of it, or being done, like it's done to us?
I'm gonna say no. I can't even really think of what to ask you to roll. I'm gonna say that it looks like something you've seen before, and even something that Samedi's taken you to.
I'm just saying, is Samedi partial to, I don't know, sacrificing random kindred to increase his lifespan?
Are you asking me if he is?
That would be Theo's first, on his guard. Is someone, or is one of us going to die tonight in whatever rituals are going on for whatever reason?
You can't ask questions like that outright.
I will roll for them. Theo is on edge. I will say that.
Okay, but that's also so vague. Wait, are you gonna go find Samedi and ask him?
No, I'm literally searching the camp for things that look like they might be threatening to a group of kindred.
Okay, I'm not even gonna make you roll. As you search around, the only thing that really stands out are the fires, but that, it's dark, it's nighttime. That's basically how they're only able to see, because there isn't even outlets nearby. It's an old graveyard next to a river.
Okay, I'll rejoin the group. I'll wander back that way then.
As you start trying to make your way back to the group of dancing fools out closer to the riverbank, you are essentially accosted by a beautiful looking woman. She looks, by her skin tone, kind of mulatto. That's medium toned skin. She has like kind of very dark blue eyes. She has a full face of paint, not similar to Samedi in looking like a skull, but it's got a slightly skull appearance, and it covers most of her face with some black lines and some symbols around her forehead. I'm gonna say she looks vaguely familiar, but you're not entirely sure who she is. But she, wraps her arm in the crook of yours and smiles as she starts walking with you. In her free hand is a very large mason jar with a brownish liquid and a whole bunch of peppers.
Does that break obfuscate?
No, because she grabs, like, around your suit sleeve. It has to be the sort of thing where, like, someone expects you to have normal hands and they touch your gross dead hands. As long as you don't feel wrong, are the wrong height when, like, someone touches your head, like that sort of thing. But, like, just touching your clothes, if it's not an obvious break, then you're fine.
Yeah, I'll just smile and walk with her back towards the other people.
And how are you this evening?
Could be better, could be dead.
That's true. Could be 6 feet under, like those behind us.
Or worse yet, 6 foot under that.
Entirely forgotten, you mean?
No, I just meant some cheapskate double buried in a grave. That's shitty. Not even the real gravestone. What kind of...
She leans a little closer. Where you're walking is dimly lit because there are plenty of fires and torches around, but you're a little further away from them, so it's a little hard to make out certain details. But she seems to lean in and try to get a better look at your face. You seem so familiar.
Yeah, you seem oddly familiar too.
You, and she seems to think about it a little bit longer. Oh, you're one of Sam's grandchild, aren't you?
Yeah, I think on his mother's side, twice removed.
She, takes her arm, free from yours, and the mason jar didn't even have a lid on it. She reaches in, pulls it out, pulls out one of the peppers. Now that, like, she's actually moved the liquid, you get a very clear, smell that it's whiskey. She pulls out what looks like a small pepper, which, small, like, very kind of, wrinkly pepper, which you can kind of recognize as meaning it's going to be a hot one. She bites down into it and starts chewing it, somewhat luxuriously, and swallows.
Can I help you? You weren't quite the hooker I ordered tonight.
I'm gonna say, actually, at that, with your voodoo knowledge, you recognize, not that you remember meeting her specifically, but this reminds you of the tales of Maman Bridget, who is supposedly the wife of Baron Samedi.
Never mind, I will be more respectful.
Like, you start to say that, you see her eat that pepper and go, oh.
Wait a second. So, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Oh, I thought I saw a face I recognized, and I just wanted to be sure. She drops the stem of the pepper back into the jar and continues walking with you in the direction you're going. As you take a few more steps, it's not a large area, so now you can see Luther, Dinah, Rebecca, and Bjorn dancing happily amongst the wild crowd. Dinah, and I'd say Rebecca especially, a little lost in the music.
I'll smile at her. To be fair, I don't normally look this pretty.
She turns real quick to step in front of you. And for just like a momentary second, she lets her illusion drop. And you see in just the flickering light of a nearby fire that she's also Bloodline Samedi. And just as she's pulling her illusion back up, she says, "Neither do I."
Fighting Theo's inner sarcastic, syphilitic monster self with respect is difficult. I'd still hit it.
She laughs, enjoying the odd flirtation, question mark, and then continues walking with you. At this point, you're back in the dancing wild crowd, and maybe Bjorn and Rebecca come flitting by.
Rebecca's dancing, bruh. She ain't gonna stop.
Oh, we're watching you dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where is the Baron, might I ask?
Oh, around. I believe he's helping get the ritual set up at this time.
Ah, which one?
Oh, a cleansing for the gathered here.
You know, I had one too many drinks, so, I'm down for that.
I suppose it might even help, our kind, perhaps? Who knows? It's, anything could happen tonight. And she, starts to move with the crowd. They're seeming to almost, like, go in a little more of a clockwork manner now with their dancing.
I'll watch.
So again, as she dances, she pulls out another pepper out of the mason jar, chews it and swallows, and even seems to pull out another and toss it into the flames, and the high-proof whiskey makes them puff up a little bit. Bjorn, Luther, and Dinah, just a 5 difficulty on your courage? Yeah, courage.
You said diff 5?
Yeah.
And that's just straight courage, correct?
Yes.
Is it higher for me because music and Toreador and my actual weakness?
No.
Okay.
I got 3 successes.
I got 0.
Please don't rush Shrek all over my party.
Bro, I'm like non-violent.
Like, be cool. Like, did Theo have to sit you down and be like, listen, now be cool?
It would be like
really
if
cool.
a 10-year-old like got cranky at a party. Like he's not doing any damage.
So Dinah, actually, you're so invested in the beautiful traditional music around you and this dance, and you're having fun with Rebecca, so the splash of fire that goes up into the air, you kind of handle it almost with a wave of a hand. It's just kind of like, that's great. You're really still enjoying that mood that's going on right now. Bjorn, you notice it, for sure, but maybe it even just kind of like reminds you of your Viking Brotherhood dancing around the fires, and it gives you a little bit of a jump, but you get back into the mood of dancing. Luther, it gives you quite a bit of a shock, and you find yourself backing away, not really causing a scene, but to an outsider, it might look like just someone who is a little bit fire shy.
Yeah, I can do that. And I'll just go out far away from this fires.
So this, the dancing and the singing continue for quite a while longer, but eventually, it starts to die down a little bit. Not that it cuts out, but some of the women start doing a slower kind of ritualistic dance with each other. And a large number of them start heading off in the direction of the small stone hut that at least Theo had seen earlier before. At this point, Brigitte and now Samedi joining her come to see your group and see how everyone's enjoying the evening.
Would you say her name was Brigitte?
It's Bridget, but like more French, so Brigitte.
Have I actually met her before though?
I think you've met her before, but she's even more kind of aloof than Samedi. Samedi would have wanted to get to know you and spent some time. What you would maybe remember about her is she comes across as charismatic, but there's a little bit of a darker tone to her personality that can be hard to put a finger on, at least without getting to know her better. Whereas the Baron, is, in all intents and purposes, kind of a death god and has a dark sense of humor and morbid curiosities. Brigitte, when you've gotten to know her and spent some time around her, can be a little more sadistic.
I'm just observing.
Okay. But yeah, so Brigitte and Samedi start, moving toward the group of you as you probably would have slowed down dancing with the rest of them. And Samedi, with his arm around Brigitte, starts making introductions between all of you. And smiling, puffing away on his cigar, Brigitte, nods at all of you. Pleasure to meet so many friends of grandchild of my brother here.
Well, are you gonna say pleasure or introduce yourselves, you fucks?
Am I with the group since I walked away from the fire, or no?
I said you danced away a bit, but like not too far. It's a small kind of grotto outside the cemetery, but then also surrounded with trees and bushes and stuff. So not like, unless you wanted to actually run out into them, you'd still see everybody.
Okay, sounds good. Name's Luther. Pleasure. And he'll reach out and shake a hand.
She moves the jar from the right hand she was holding it in to her left and shakes your hand. And then she kind of shakes the jar that still has a good 12 peppers in it and says, "Anyone wish to partake?"
So we could put a pepper in our mouth and chew it, but we just couldn't swallow it, correct?
If you swallow it and don't have eat food, it basically takes a willpower for minimum, like a few turns, maybe up to a scene, to hold it down, but it needs to come up right away otherwise. Bjorn is because he has eat food, he can hold it like basically till he chooses a purge.
And yeah, okay. Yeah, he would take one. Luther would take one.
And you could even just like chew it and spit it out if you want.
For sure. Yeah, Luther would take one and chew it up.
All right. So you take one of these peppers out of the jar. You can smell the whiskey. It is strong stuff. It's not necessarily top shelf either. And you start chewing it. It is insanely hot pepper. So even though you are kindred and food really doesn't like have much of a enjoyable taste anymore, your tongue still kind of reacts the same way, and you can feel that heat on your tongue and like kind of in your gums a little bit.
Okay. He would, he would try and act like everything's cool, like it ain't no thing. He's probably been a while since he's had spicy food.
Rebecca's kind of gonna glance at Theo in regards to the peppers. Like, she doesn't like, are they laced with something? Why is this chick just eating peppers, man?
He's just gonna like nod. As far as I know, they're regular peppers, right? They didn't come off as having blood or anything.
No. And you know from like you remembered her before remembering her as an actual kindred. You knew, remembering the stories. It is, as much as it is a common sight to see Baron Samedi smoking his cigars, it's common to see Mama Bridget with her peppers.
I'm gonna like nod like in a forward, like go ahead kind of way to Rebecca.
Yeah, no, she will try and eat one of these puppies.
You know what? Let's have stamina rolls for both of you.
I was wondering.
Dinah is not going to be partaking of the peppers.
She'll say hello on her way to grabbing them.
She is too drunk to trust herself not to swallow, and she has neither blush of health nor like anything. Eat food, nothing.
Bjorn at this point has already had far too much alcohol for his likings. That let's
hello,
not.
ma'am. It's me and my
luck.
0 successes.
But yeah, when you approach and grab one of the peppers and say hello, she gives you a very minxy kind of smile, and she definitely has that look in her eye that Samedi had while looking you over. They seem to just kind of recognize something different about you.
I'm gonna walk up and like put my arm around Becca as she's like grabbing for the pepper in the jar.
She's gonna slow from doing that if you. But
No,
you're
no,
just
I
being
wasn't
protective.
stopping you.
Yeah,
I was
like she's
"This
just
is
gonna do
mine."
it slower now.
He's there for emotional support for the journey you're about to embark on.
Yeah.
Bjorn, were you saying you were gonna try as well?
No, Bjorn is.
Okay.
Bjorn's already, kind of pushed his limit with the alcohol and everything else going on. That he's just like, I know my limit.
Hey there, Luther. That's a nice roll you're sporting.
You like that?
I'm
zero?
really liking it.
Yeah.
I feel
all right.
He's not happy.
So Rebecca and Luther, your stamina are you don't do so well with these peppers, but I'll allow if you want. It's up to you. But if you do want to still kind of hold up a look like it doesn't bother you, I'll need charisma performance for Luther. Rebecca, you don't have performance, so I'll allow expression.
I am flat out prepared to just yell fuck and go run and throw up somewhere. Like,
that's why I said you didn't have to roll it, just an option.
What's my target goal? What's my difficulty?
6.
I'm dying on the inside, but I look like so happy.
Delicious.
This is so good.
Rebecca, however, yells fuck, runs out.
it's fucking hot! And just fucking looks for some water or something.
Theo just starts to like bellow laughing.
That got Trick crying. Is that so, baby?
Is that your dog?
Yes. Every time Ghost laughs like that, it gets him crying.
Get scared. Oh.
No, it's because he's like, you're making noises. That means you're here and I want attention. Oh, you're alive? Give me attention. This is basically how he functions. So Rebecca is it's not doing so well. There's a very hot pepper for her poor human-ish mouth. Luther is not doing so great either, but he's holding it together. Bjorn, Dinah, Theo, you decide not to partake, but you still got some booze going in you, so you're feeling all fine and fancy-free. Samedi and Bridget, there's a little more just pleasantry, conversation back and forth, getting to, like, you know, talk amongst all of the group. But then Samedi sort of, with a very charismatic wave of his arms, tries to move you toward the gathering that is building larger and larger toward the stone building, where Theo at least had seen a ritual being prepared.
I'll check on Rebecca and walk her with me back towards that area if she's done throwing up.
She's looking for something to wash that taste out of her mouth. Like, desperately. Something with, like, a lemon.
You have a bottle of vodka.
Nah, she finished
she
that
drank
shit
all that.
in the
Oh,
boat.
that's right, it is finished.
Would you like some, whiskeyed peppers?
Is the whiskey less spicy?
There are some bowls with, like, some basic kind of just simple fruits and bread around that Theo you might notice and grab up for her. Apparently Theo did not hear me.
No, space, dog, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I said that there are actually some bowls with, like, fruits and breads kind of on a couple, like, little stations nearby for, you know, the party to, you know, imbibe in, along with all of the alcohol that's fettered around here.
Can I grab, like, a cup and, like, one of the fruits and just squish it into, like, fairly chunky juice?
I don't see why not. Might be some Samedi flakes in there as well.
She's eaten Smetty before, it's fine.
She has not, sir.
Oh, that's right.
She got a pouch, but she didn't actually put that in her mouth.
Oh, okay. You have a death wish then.
It's only good for a day. She never needed it.
Fair enough. Fine, he won't do that yet. His hands aren't flaky. They're just dead.
Yeah, but, like, even, okay, if I used my perfectly human hands to squish up strawberries and put them in a cup for my husband, I would not expect him to eat it.
I mean, if your mouth's on fire. But Theo's crazy and would think this is helping, so... he'll offer it to you with, like, the crushed fruit he just drops into the cup after it. Here, drink this.
Thank you. I'm not a fan of semi-solids, but,
He wound up finding some nice semi-citrusy fruits, like some plums and nectarines, and yeah, mashed that up in a little bit of a handmade smoothie.
she is going to hold it and thank him and not partake.
But as Samedi and Brigitte try and corral you all to watch the ritual, and Theo specifically gathers up Rebecca to come and join him, you all gather around the center, or, well, not the center, you gather outside the center of where the supposed ritual will be taking place. And Samedi and Bridget, both smiling, just kind of whisper to you as a group and say, "Now just watch." And over the next half hour, you see quite an impressive sight. Many of you have actually been in New Orleans for a long time. You may have seen some of the more touristy voodoo shops and tours and promises of come to my temple and I can cure your warts with, some chicken blood, etc., etc. But over the next half hour, these young men and women, some middle-aged and some very old, move around with artistic precision, making more carvings and symbols on the ground with some chalk. They occasionally drink from some of the bottles of the wine and rum nearby. A goat is brought in and set down to lay amongst the symbols, and you may not necessarily understand what's going on between the chanting and the movement, but again, much like the dance earlier, there's just this energy that comes off of these humans. I will say specifically for Rebecca, you can roll if you want, but I'm even gonna say you kind of recognize these people are not awakened, but something about these rituals, the age-old traditions, and their belief and willpower in what they're doing is actually causing something to happen. This is some kind of natural magic without being awakened. And as the ritual continues, the goat does have its throat slit to drain it of its blood. The blood is gathered in a basin, and as the women, who were all dressed in white, begin dancing again, not as frantically and carefree as earlier, but they instead just kind of move in a very rhythmic pattern. A couple people are moved slowly into this circle that look like they have some very serious, not disease illnesses, but they're weak. Old time is, worn away at them. And as they sit and this ritual is continued in front of them, they do seem to have a little more vitality inside them. They seem, couple of them who looked like they weren't able to move as well, start to stand, and even the rest of the humans in the crowd around you seem to just have more fervor. And as the ritual comes to what you can consider a conclusion, the priestesses and priests conducting it, going into kind of a final frenzy of their bodies shaking in their final chants, the crowd, there's just a wave of comfort and relief that even you guys get, at least empathetically. And then the entire crowd goes silent for a moment before erupting in wild, frenzied cheers, and dancing kind of begins again.
Dinah kind of leans over to Luther and is like, what happened? What was that?
Can I do an occult roll to realize what's going on or anything like that?
Sure. That'll be. Let me take a look real quick. Give me perception occult. I'm gonna put it at difficulty 7 at least, because we talked before that your thing is a little bit more academic.
Yeah,
you know stuff, but not necessarily rituals.
I know things, but I don't know stuff.
I know the prices of objects that I find.
Can I roll for knowing what it is?
Absolutely, and yours is actually voodoo specific, so you're fine.
Do I get a reduced difficulty since it's my specialty?
Yes, you can get 5.
I have
Ouch.
a fucking
Occult,
roll of 10 and I still get 0.
Actually, you know what? I heard something earlier that Roll20 has a weird algorithm that affects rolls of 10 or higher. It supposedly can add more ones. So
Weird.
I'd like to try and implement what I heard some people will do is they'll do 2 5s or something. So actually go ahead and do 2 sets of 5.
Well, shoot.
I want to implement that because I heard that from a relatively reliable source that the higher dice you roll at once can actually give you more ones. I think it tries to balance it or something. Because I've noticed, the second I heard that, I was like, wait, every time someone's rolled 10 to 14 dice, they get they oddly get a lot of ones. So
Well, I have 5 successes now.
Okay.
What was the roll for? Sorry, perception occult?
Yes. So I think we'll try and implement that going forward to make sure whatever it is, if that's actually a thing. I might even just try and play around. Like, I'll just roll a bunch of dice as practice. Alright, so that wasn't bad. That was 8 though. So yeah, I heard it was like 10 or more. It gives you trouble.
Weird.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's like maybe something's built into it to like compensate, and it doesn't work out right. I don't know. But alright, so Luther, you're not a hoodoo expert, but you've heard in your travels, because you work with a lot of people buying and selling these kind of artifacts, you just hear stories. And you've heard that these rituals can work. You've heard a lot of, like, you know, evidence to oddly support it. And not that you know Rebecca well or understand much about what she can do, but again, you also don't see these people. These people also live in, like, rundown shacks a lot of the time. They don't have a lot of money, so whatever they're doing has to have something more ingrained in, like, their spirit than an ability to, like, pull gold out of the ground or something like that.
Obviously, we both know this isn't my expertise, but something spiritual. I don't know. From the outside in, it looks a little bit odd, but it works.
You were talking to Dinah?
Dinah.
Yeah. And Theo, I mean, basically the same thing, and you are more of an expert on this, so yeah, you would almost roll your eyes and be like, yeah, why do you think they keep practicing this?
I'll just see them whispering and assume it's about whatever's happening. And just lean over to the two of them. Don't be so surprised it fucking works.
Now, Rebecca, how are you feeling?
Well, they just, like, they sacrificed a goat, right?
They did.
I mean, like, that's not really her jam.
No. And I'm not saying, like, you're in love with the situation. I was just curious because you also saw sort of magic, and you don't sense awakened people here as much as you may or may not.
Yeah, no, that's super fair. No, and it's kind of really cool.
Not into the goat thing, guys, but, like, nice.
Yeah. It's basically like that. Like, that's not the way she would do it, but it's super cool that they're doing something like this, and especially, like, at a party in a cemetery. Like, it's kind of neato. Was Brigitte heading it, or was it just, like, the people involved being more or less just humans?
Roll me intelligence occult.
Okay. Do I still have a -1 to int?
No. It's been like a good hour and a half. Like, even a lot of it would have, like, worn off on you naturally, and maybe you tried another little bit of purging.
Yeah. 3.
All right. So, again, compared with Theo, you're not a voodoo expert, but since you've gotten to know Theo more, he's told you some stories, and you maybe even, like, did a little extra digging yourself because you're a little more curious. You're here in New Orleans, and just being in New Orleans, you hear a lot of these stories. Baron Samedi, not exactly the one you just met, but the Baron Samedi from the stories, and his bride, Malin Bridget, they are specifically the Loa, or gods, of death, cemeteries, ancestors, that sort of thing. So their being here, the real ones, quote unquote, or at least they're calling themselves that, may be stepping into the shoes of those spiritual entities and acting as such. Or, and as you didn't see them physically involved in the ritual, perhaps the people here might just think they're there's a good word for like when someone plays the part of a god in a cultic ritual, but I'm drawing a blank on it. But it just kind of taking on the name of it for sake of the ritual. But certainly what you remember is that the two of them in name are the gods of death. They're not the crossroad gods, but they're related to them, that sort of thing.
Do I know all this too? You did explain
Yes.
this earlier. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Specifically, death and cemeteries are kind of like their key things, and they're a part of a family of voodoo gods that also are involved with crossroads, crossing the soul over to the other side. Samedi and Brigitte are known for obscenities, drinking, and much more like they're kind of the darker, more darker instincts of humans compared with some of the other ones being a little bit more benevolent.
Well, this is some shit we celebrate over. Who's got the next drink?
Samedi, standing nearby, his arm over Brigitte's shoulder, just laughs and says, "Well, for my compatriots here," and he waves at the rest of the kindred, "I've still got plenty more on my houseboat, and for you," he nods at Rebecca, I've got the clean stuff as well."
Okay, so we moving this party, you guys?
Is the ritual over? Like, is this all died down?
It's very slow to die down. It's all like everyone just like grabs their stuff and leaves. But the ritual proper wrapped up, and some of the people involved are, tending more directly to the elderly that were, directly a part of the ritual, getting, kind of a healing magic from this. Others are just having drinks and dancing. Like, the more spiritual side of it is dying down, and now it's just people having fun and enjoying the last of Mardi Gras night. But people aren't fleeing the scene, if that's what you're thinking.
I'll just look at the Baron. Any other festivities tonight, or?
One second, I gotta check something. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so like no demon got summoned or anything?
Oh no, that's a different ritual. All the women have to be wearing slippers. Instead of a goat, I think it's gotta be 4 chickens and a duck.
Well, plus it's illegal to summon demons on Mardi Gras. It's the rules.
I don't know about that. I don't read rule books.
You can do it on Lundi Gras and Ash Wednesday, ironically, but not Mardi Gras.
I do enjoy the Ash Wednesday ironically loophole.
Now, Theo, did you invite us here without knowing a single thing about what's going on?
The Baron just texted me. Generally, he's got a pretty good party going on, so...
He would have sent you a physical invitation, don't...
Yeah, I said texted, though. I knew what I was saying. I mean, has it disappointed so far?
No, of course not. I was just trying to feel things and see if you actually even knew what was going to be happening tonight before you invited all of us.
Not a fucking clue. I'm kinda sad he didn't bring the Spanish galleon. But whatever. That was a party. Bjorn, were you there?
Which time?
I think we only partied on the galleon twice.
No, I wasn't there.
I believe it was Theo last was asking, like, is this the end of it, or is there anything else planned?
Yeah, I was asking the Baron if he had other plans for the festivities of tonight, or was this it? Because
Samedi begins to kind of shrug his shoulders, worried that you felt like a little bit, that this wasn't enough. And he starts to say that we can certainly, continue the festivities on the boat. As he starts to try and, again, kind of physically corral you around and head a bit more towards the dock, you do all hear 5 long, deep, piercing, horrifying howls from about perhaps a mile away.
Theo will smile real big. Now it's a party!
And I was thinking tonight was far, far too boring.
A lot of the humans and other, the gathered sorts that were here when you first arrived, do turn and look in that direction. They mostly seem confused hearing a bunch of wolf howls, and it doesn't seem right for the area. But Samedi and Brigitte do kind of, stiffen their shoulders slightly.
Smack the Baron on the back. Was this your plan all along?
Samedi turns to Theo and says, I was gonna ask you the same.
I didn't invite the puppies. I look at Bjorn.
Rebecca's gonna, elbow Dinah. Don't you just love it when elders don't know what's happening?
It's my favorite feeling in the world. Just the best. Let's leave now. Let us leave now.
Samedi, puts a very heavy hand on Theo's shoulder and says, get them to the boat. Brigitte and I will stay back.
Theo's expression will drop into a kid who was just told he has to leave his own birthday party right before blowing out the candles on his cake, but all of his friends get to stay. Are you really gonna cut me out of the fun?
Theo, do you want to leave your friends here or make sure that they get somewhere safely?
Bjorn will hold out his hand. Theo, I'm a little bit scared. Could you take my hand and lead me home? I need to make sure that I'm going to get home safely.
Theo just sigh and look over at Rebecca. I just want to make sure she doesn't get hurt.
Well, I mean, if you want to stay here and be a big man, I can make sure that she gets home. Fine, you can stay here.
Let's just say it's a treat to watch the Baron work.
Wait, he's going to
sure
fight then.
However, the boat you said was that way, correct?
Yeah, he's going to walk with you guys towards the boat.
And Bjorn will just start walking in that direction. Not particularly hurried, but hoping everyone else follows.
Yeah, Luther has no
Yeah,
problem.
we're going. I'm going to kind of drag Rebecca with me.
You can, at the moment, see Brigitte kind of starting to try to get the people, all right, I think maybe we should, she's corralling them all to, gather and go home. Samedi is waiting with the rest of you for the moment.
And just follow. Go to the boat.
They're not. I mean, there's not going to be any trouble or anything tonight, is there? They wouldn't possibly. I thought there was a deal going on.
I mean, and I'll look at Bjorn. They're here, aren't they? Howling doesn't usually signify friendship.
Doesn't it? I mean, they how to. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I don't know how they work. I just thought there was a deal.
Is complicated. The Lupine love to make things complicated.
I'm gonna look at you and go, well, you know, it's one of those things where, like, they can do it to each other, and then he's gonna,
Oh my
get
god,
quiet.
leave.
Theo, I thought you talked to them, correct? This is some. There was some kind of plan, some smoothed over.
Bjorn?
So Bjorn, sorry, Bjorn. No, both of you went and talked to him, correct?
Oh, no, I know,
I'm
but I'm,
wondering
like,
now,
deferring
too.
to
What is
Bjorn.
going on?
Gotcha.
Yes, we both went and talked to a wall for 20 minutes. It was fantastic. We came to the conclusion that we like the sound of our voices.
Also, they called me
That's not-
names. I was rather upset about that.
So there's not a there's no deal.
There's no deal to be had. We don't have power. At least not what they want.
Luther will. Is Luther still drunk or no?
I'm gonna say like maybe a little buzz, but no, you're fully functioning at this point.
Okay. Yeah, he would send a text to the prince and tell him that he just heard werewolves from whatever location they're.
I'll just notice you texting in general. Oh, don't bother with the prince. He won't do shit about it.
Well, maybe he won't, but maybe he can find a place in his heart to ask us to do something about it. And, well, I'm sure we're capable of trying to figure something out. Who knows?
If I'm going on a suicide mission, it's not for that bastard.
Maybe not fighting, obviously, but I don't know. Maybe he has something to offer and we can go in his place, or who knows? But it's best that he knows.
They want the stop of the spread of vampires. Like, it's impossible. Wherever humans go, we're there. Good luck.
So Rebecca is going to send off a text to Dorian and I want to say her name was Francesca.
Yeah.
Frankie.
Well, yeah, she goes by Frankie. I think it was Francine, but she goes by Frankie.
Yeah. She's just going to send a text to both of them that says, wolves in town, watch out.
The wolves kind of live here. It's more like we're in town.
I was going to say, are we in werewolf territory or are they in vampire territory?
Probably. I don't know. Maybe.
Spira. Is there like a gray area border that we're in?
Well, I will say it was the Uktina who were concerned about the borders. There are other Lupin around.
Okay.
As you all stand around trying to discuss your options, Baron
I
Smitty...
think we're all walking to the boat.
Yeah,
Okay,
walking
good.
to the boat.
If anyone does glance back or anything, you'll see Baron Smitty heading directly for the cemetery.
I'm walking backwards. Like a kid walking away from his cake.
Go get your cake, bro.
Who has Auspex? At least one.
Unfortunately, this cake bites and is full of anthrax.
Alright, would you happen to have hearing up? Not trying to lead you. No? Okay.
Especially not with loud music. Like, you don't need it.
Oh, the music's all gone. Bridget's trying to get everybody out of here. Okay, but you don't have it up normally. Then anybody who wants to can just roll a normal perception alertness.
Is our perception back or no?
Oh, you never lost any of that. It was only intelligence. So yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Ew, no. I don't see shit.
1 success.
What, normal difficulty?
Yeah.
Sorry, I accidentally hit the back button. So it's going to take like 10 seconds before I get to
You're
roll.
fine. Let's see, we got 2 for Theo, 1 for Dinah, 1 for Bjorn.
Wait, no, it's 2 for me because I forgot that it was 6 and not 7. So
Oh, yeah, good, thank you. Oh,
3
well,
then, actually.
You've got
3.
3, yeah, alright, okay, good. So 1 for Bjorn, 3 for Dinah, 2 for Theo,
3 for me.
okay. Alright, Bjorn, as you're walking back with the rest of them, maybe you're especially trying to, like, listen for the Lupin, hearing any more noises from them. You do hear, like, you know, what kind of sounds like large paws hitting ground and getting closer. And then something that sounds like stone breaking, maybe? You're not sure what that is. However, Dinah, Theo, and Luther, you saw Samedi walking toward that cemetery. You much more clearly make out mausoleums breaking, the heavy stone falling and cracking away from themselves, even wood splintering, and earth being moved.
But we don't see anyone causing it to happen. It's just like we just
You can only from where you are see Baron Samedi walking forward and like a hand up in the air moving around.
see.
We're
Go
not
for it.
gonna help with that?
I'm just gonna look at the group of you and go, I'm gonna miss a fucking zombie fight! God damn it!
Okay. Is he gonna be all right?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully. If not, I call dibs on being the next Baron Samedi.
Is that a title? Is Baron Samedi a title, or is Baron the title?
I mean, like,
I
half?
think we can argue semantics later. Let's get on the boat.
So we're not gonna help?
I mean,
Okay.
do you really want to argue with the man with a zombie army?
Well, you didn't say anything about an army. I'm getting on the boat.
Bjorn's still walking. It's just like, the Baron can handle himself. We need to leave.
So yeah, we get over to the boat.
So you find yourselves back on the dock, and as before, it looks like this gross little worthless shack sitting off to the side of it. The second you pass the illusion barrier and step onto the porch, you realize that the young man who was driving the boat earlier is standing there. He was hidden with the illusion previously, and he looks a fair bit shaken. What's going on?
Werewolves, the Baron, a fight scene, we're gonna miss it, let's go!
The Baron wants to go. He wants me to take you.
I'm gonna look at Bjorn. Do the dogs hate water? Is that a thing, like running water? Do they like swimming?
I've never seen one swim, but I don't know.
Do werewolves doggy paddle when they swim? I mean, it's not a
called
very.
wolf
Get on the
paddling.
goddamn boat, you guys!
Just take us to the middle of the river or the bay, not too far, and we'll hang close.
We're staying here.
Well, we're staying on the boat, and then the boat moves through the water with engines.
But we're not just going back. We're staying. We're staying here.
I guess going
Well, more like out there,
and
but
just
yeah.
walk with her onto the boat now.
Yeah, you'd see like a worried look go on Luther's face, and then he goes onto the boat.
So if you, I mean, you're all on the porch, but if you all decide to go inside, same side as usual, the messy but also nice living room somewhere between those two, and the young man goes running off through the back door and back up the stairs to get into the engine room. About really only a few minutes later, just after getting a few things moving, the houseboat begins heading back up the way you came, down the river.
Rebecca's gonna look for a drink.
There are tons of cabinets, and I'm just gonna say, basically every time you open one, there is at least some bottle in one of them.
Okay,
Maybe
which
not
one's
clearly
the
labeled, but...
prettiest?
Huh?
Which one's the prettiest?
If you actually go digging for a little while, you'll find an actual, like, so most of them are in, like, old, dingy bottles and, like, not labeled, so you might be like, but you finally find a very, like, nice, like, crystal decanter with what looks like a brown liquid, so probably either a whiskey or brandy.
Okay.
If you uncork it, it smells sweet, so probably a brandy.
Hey, Uncle Theo, will your grandpa mind if I drink this?
Theo's eyes will just like narrow at the idea that he's on his grandpa's houseboat and he just got sent away while grandpa dealt with business, and he's gonna look like more visibly agitated than you've ever seen him before. Like, he seems legitimately not happy with this situation. Whatever, I don't care. He doesn't care. Fuck it, who cares?
Okay. Just to be on the safe side, and this might be redundant, but like just a straight matter one check to make sure that she's not drinking anything fucking dumb.
Yeah, sure. You test it, and it actually seems like the clearest, probably nicest, most recent alcohol. Out of ones, maybe if you check them all, like, just basically to... This one seems like it probably came out of an actual bottle from a store more recently than any of the other ones.
Yep, no, she will pour herself a tall glass and then drink it.
So, the houseboat is heading back the way it came, slowly chugging along. Before you get too far away, you can maybe still hear some odd sounds from where the party and ritual had been taking place, but nothing too clear.
Before we get too far, do I know that... Bjorn, do you have, what do you call it? Enhanced senses, whatever it is?
Yes, I have enhanced senses.
I would probably elbow you and be like, hey, can you hear anything?
Can I? Do you want me to roll?
Yeah, do me another perception alertness. You can do it at difficulty 5.
With hearing up, hopefully.
Yes, 8 successes.
That seems like enough.
What you hear is still kind of confusing, but what it does sound like is what you've heard before from Lupin being on a bit of a warpath. There's some growling and just the sound of slashing through things, but you don't hear any like verbal cries, and you just hear what sounds like the strangest fight you've ever heard. Like, it doesn't sound like normal warfare. After like just trying to listen for a little while, the boat is moving a little further along. It kind of continues with that. At best, it starts to sound like maybe some of the Lupin are retreating, or at worst, circling. Like, there's more foot on ground movement now.
I'll relay what I hear to the rest of them.
Luther will look nervous.
I swear if he dies, I'm going to be so mad. And if he lives, I'm going to be pissed.
How is Dinah feeling right now?
She she doesn't have anything to add to this conversation, so she's just being quiet at the moment. She's glad they're on the boat and leaving. That is...
If there's no other like specific conversation or business or anyone has on the boat, it'll just quietly chug along back up the river to where you guys originally boarded. Unless someone goes and seeks out the captain, you won't really see him again. He's just going to... Actually, he'll be running out and he'll, like, tie up the boat to the dock. But he doesn't really say anything to any of you. He actually looks a little nervous and worried.
Do I know this person?
No, you have seen Samedi before, but not this one.
Yeah, I'll just like pat him on the shoulder as like we go to get off the boat. He's gonna be fine, relax.
Rebecca will shake his hand and say, "Thank you so much for giving us a ride back."
He responds amiable to like you're trying to make him feel better, but he just kind of is a bit mute and just nods and slowly slips back into the boat once he makes sure you're all on dock.
Luther goes in and sees if you go find another bottle of booze.
Just grabs one for the road.
No, he's going to start drinking now. He doesn't like the idea of one of his new friends being in a fight with the werewolves, and he's all bleh. He has that soft-hearted.
I meant, are you grabbing one of those decanters from the ship? Or the
Yeah.
boat? Okay.
Yeah, yep.
There you go. Alright, you are all on a dock after that fun little situation.
Oh, we're already back?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
So, now what?
I mean, I guess you find a real party.
I'm a little tired. I think I'm just gonna head home for the rest of the night. I have some business I need to take care of anyways, but Theo, can you be sure to let us know when you hear from the Baron again?
Theo's going to look very weirdly at you. Like, what do you mean you don't want to party?
Like I said, I have other business I need to attend to. Yes, I want to party. Unfortunately, I'm too busy.
What other business do you have? You normally
On
just see you
Mardi
drinking
Gras
around. Yeah.
in New Orleans.
What business is there?
I need to go speak with Travers and get this sorted the fuck out.
I'm pretty sure the corpses will sort themselves out. Well, whatever. Each their
Literally,
own.
yes.
Dinah, Rebecca, are you guys ready to call it a night, or we still going?
You can walk me home if you want.
What time is it?
Calculating. Probably actually only about 1:30. So, I mean, it's not unreasonable for Kindred to, then just spend some time at home or do other late night business they need to take care of. But still good, probably 5 hours before any of you have to actually bunker down.
Well, I know an awesome street party I'm going to.
Yeah, Rebecca, I can. Yes, that's not a problem. Dinah, what are you getting into?
I suppose I'll accompany you with her home if you don't mind.
Of course not. No, that's not a problem. And he'll kink both his arms out for you ladies.
Okay.
And-
Well, Theo, I'm sorry to deny your request to a party, but I think we're going. And Bjorn, I wish you the best of luck.
Everyone have a pleasant evening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Of course.
And Bjorn will start heading off in the direction of Travers.
All right, so Bjorn has some business with our local Malkavian, who has probably the closest connection with the local Lupin compared with any other kindred. Luther is escorting Rebecca and Dinah home, and Theo's off for another party. If I have that all correct.
Yep,
I believe so.
Theo is going to check in on his domain during Mardi Gras and see how much has gone wrong in his absence.
Good idea. I think that will actually wrap it up for our Mardi Gras episode 7 of New Orleans by Night. We'll follow up later and see what these guys got up to. We'll do it downtime for next episode. But yeah, so everybody got to enjoy a wild, realistic voodoo ritual and then get run off by some puppies. We'll see what's up with those puppies. What's up with those puppies over there? Why are they so mad? We'll find out soon. But as usual, thank you all to everyone who comes out and watches the game live. Thanks everyone who watches us on YouTube. Definitely subscribe if you want to catch more of our videos. We are in this for the long haul, so you can expect a lot more from us. And yeah, if you want to join our Discord or follow us on Twitter, the links are down below on both Twitch and YouTube. And yeah, we will see you soon. This coming Friday should be our next episode of D&D as well. So if you like D&D, check us out then. And
We are good for D&D on Friday?
I believe so. Zabani said he was good for the 9th. So unless I hear otherwise, we'll do that. If not, I'll do more Dragon Age. Why not? I had fun with it. So it's either going to be D&D or Dragon Age, but there will be dragons and medieval fantasy stuff kind of going on this coming Friday. But yeah, so I think that wraps it up. So love y'all. Bye.
Bye.